trying to hold my placement. Thanking God for the graces, watching for changing faces. Cross-faded, this is special occasion. Subjects hotter than Cajun, Andouille or Mason. Cross-faded, I'm just a duck in the pond. Shout out to Dorian, my reign has just begun. I be cross-faded, 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 cross-faded. Well, you ready? Let's start the show. Cross-faded, 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 cross-faded.
What up?
Cross-faded,
Cross-faded.
cross-faded, cross-faded,
Cross-faded.
cross-faded. Bad they never made it. Bad so now they hate it. They bad for how they
They
made
bad
it.
for how
I'm
they
just trying
made
to make it. Trying to hold my place.
Trying to hold
Thanking
my
God
place.
for the graces. Watching for changing faces. Cross-faded, this is special occasion.
What
Subjects hotter than
up?
Cajun, Andouille or Mason.
Yo.
Cross-faded, I'm just a duck in the pond. Shout out to Dorian, my reign has just begun. I be cross-faded,
Cross-faded.
cross-faded,
Cross-faded.
cross-faded,
Cross-faded.
cross-faded, cross-faded,
Thank you for coming out.
cross-faded, 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 cross-faded,
How y'all feeling on a Tuesday?
cross-faded, cross-faded,
Tuesday
cross-faded,
at 2 p.m.
cross-faded,
Yes.
cross-faded, cross-faded, cross-faded.
Tuesdays at 2 p.m. You know what it is. Cross-faded. The one and only.
Cross-faded, cross-faded, cross-faded.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
you ready?
you ready?
Let's start the show.
Yo. Welcome to another episode of Cross-faded. This is episode number 10 for us, by the way. Thank you. Episode number 10. We are 10 toes down. We are 10 wheels in motion. So that's 2 cars and a motorcycle. We are we are live and in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. So, how's your day been thus far? I hope you've had a good, productive Tuesday. And make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Cross-faded is a show that is a part of the umbrella of Omega Classic Records and airs on the Omega Classic Records channel. And as of now, it's our only show, and we look forward to having more shows of different kinds, you know? So put something in the comments. You know, if you was here last week, how are you liking, us being right back this week? Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you think. Let me know if, you game for, back-to-back Tuesdays. Let me know, So, but nonetheless, thank you for coming out. I'm going to make sure that I turn my ringer off. Excuse me. Sometimes I forget about that and I get the disrespect in my own stuff. So yeah, man, we got a great show ahead. Thank everybody for tuning in. Oh, we got Mr. Culver in the house. Give it up for Mr. Culver. Mike Culver of Endeavor Studios is in the house. Wesley Foster, I don't know you, man, but thanks for tuning in. If I do know you, I apologize. I don't recognize the last name. but I may not know you, man. Shoot, a lot of people been tuning in lately that I don't know. Um, and shout out to my one and only mom, Miss Cheryl Thomas. She's in the house. She got on my butt last show because I kind of got to getting into like an automated mode, and people that were kind of coming up in the thread. And I kind of like, have a tendency when I'm looking at comments in the thread to say, hey, Mike Hover, or, Brandon Smith, because that's what I'm reading, and I had said my mom, I was like, Cheryl Thomas. And, she had to get at your boy, man. She said, hey, listen, I ain't never been Cheryl Thomas to you in your life. Black mothers are very serious, and as an adult they will still whoop your ass. I don't know how white folks uh function, but white folks, Culver, it's cultural difference, yeah, we get ass whippings as adults. Where I'm, from is how it goes, you know what I'm saying? So you have to watch your mouth and your tone, you know what I mean? So shout out to my mom, man. It's the greatest mom in the world right there. Shout out to her. Also, I know accommodating her, and I color him father every time I get the chance. Shout out to my stepfather, man. Um, my stepfather, who is really like, he's like my real father. His name is Daryl Thomas. Shout out to him. That's my dad, man. I love him to death. You know what I mean? Um, Shout out to Duffy. I got a nephew. His name is Duffy, and my man Duffy is on his way, into the game. We helping him, musically, get prepared to release music to the world. He's a bad boy, so keep your ears and eyes open for Duffy. Man, he's tough. You know what I mean? He's young, lyrical, talented. You know what I mean? And he's got skills. He's got game. So shit, shout out to Duffy, man. Love you to death, Duffy, man. Thanks for sliding in. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, a couple shots for the Duff. Uh I said Duffy, because that's, I've been calling him by his name all these years, but when he told me his name, I quickly, said Duffy. I said, where you get that from? He said, man, my God told me one day we was at the crib and we was leaving, and he said, I told my guy, he said, I told him, man, hurry up, man, and grab that Duffy in the corner. I said, you told him grab a duffel bag? He said, yeah, man. And then I thought, and I said, man, you know what? Duffy just sticks. Shout out to Duffy, man. That's my boy, man. Super talented. I love you to death, brother. And I look forward to seeing you this week, in the booth and doing what you do. I got your back, man, from here to the till I stop breathing. So take note of that. Pops says he loves you. Tell my pops I love him to death. Monta Gwen, I go by Memphis Boy. Nice to meet you, Monta, man. Yes, we are a real record label. We're a multifaceted record label that specializes in music marketing and um, content creation. And we have multiple facets that deal with um, just more of the internet legs of marketing and advertisement, and we happen to be a real record label for sure. So thank you, Monta, for tuning in, man. Please make sure you tune in more. Hopefully you get to like the show if you stick around, and maybe you'll send me some music. I called you Monta, Memphis Boy. Man, speaking of Memphis, we got something to talk about dealing with Memphis. So I hope some more Memphis people are here, because usually Memphis Boy, there's a lot of Memphis people that tune into us because um half of my family, really the majority of my family is from Memphis, Tennessee. So I'm just saying that in anticipation that you're from Memphis, being your name is Memphis Boy, and if not, my apologies, but um yeah, we got some stuff to to tune into, you know what I mean, when it comes to Memphis, you know. um, PLS 24 years ago. I'll be honest with you, man. We don't talk like that. Matter of fact, watch yourself because we'll block you for the bullshit. So watch yourself and watch your mouth, PLS. I hope you know how to show respect. I hope your mama taught you better. You know what I'm saying? By judging by your comment, um, looks like she might not have taught you shit. So watch your mouth, man. Because we'll put you out of here on your ass, PLS. Well, I'm gonna stop there. I see you say something else again, man. I'll chin check you. Other than that, man, let's start the show. So there's a lot happening. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up. We are the home of hip hop news. We're the home of um, some world news issues, but we try to, keep things aligned in the realm of hip hop and in the regard of hip hop, because we're hip hop lovers, we're hip hop, you know, uh, fans, we're hip hop creators. You know what I'm saying? Coming from this umbrella, and I don't know if you've seen lately, but Takashi 69 caught himself a hell of a fade. Yes, and it was pretty bad, man. I don't know if you got to witness that. So I guess apparently Takashi 69 was um, going to a gym that he had been going to, LA Fitness, I believe. I'm not quite sure. Uh, that's pretty gruesome, boy. Yeah, I think it was LA Fitness, and he had been going to this gym, and he had been a presence in the gym. And if you all are hip hop fans and you know about Takashi 69, then you're aware of his bravado. You're aware of him, talking shit, kind of always, being an agitator, from what I see, from how it looks from my perspective. Um, and I guess all of that caught up with him. So, backstory quickly, Takashi 69 goes through the process of telling on some individuals that brought harm to his family. He gets locked up, and all these other individuals get locked up as well. They were all a team, a record, label, or guys working together under a record label umbrella, and they all get locked up underneath some RICO charges. If you're not familiar with RICO charges, please do your research. That's the racketeering. Uh, ah, Say it again. It's definitely federal, but it stands for racketeering something. I'm sorry, but yeah, it was a charge that was designed to uh um indict a large group of individuals, and it was specifically brought into law during the old mafia period. Yeah, Capone era, Lucky Luciano era, during that time. And it was designed to bring all of these guys underneath, one, indictment, and lock them all up. So, Takashi 69 goes through that, tells on everybody involved, even though they were friends or people that worked with him, whatever, and he still tells on them to um relieve, himself of more time and more, and plus they betrayed him. So I'm definitely not making excuses for the guy. I come from the streets. I feel like, you know, um uh, I'll say that I don't necessarily come from the streets, but I have grown in the streets, from boy to man. And I know the rules, I know how it goes, and snitching is just always a no and apparently this was one guy who used it to his advantage. So, and all throughout the course of that happening, and afterwards, before and after, was a lot of shit talk from him, and it caught up with him. He was the untouchable. He was the, yeah, I snitched. He was the, I'm gonna be the first rapper to be a snitch and be accepted, and blah blah blah, and blackballed from this and that. And then he goes into a health club and thinks it's cool because he's been going there, and he gets his ass whooped to the point of where if you look, you see his head is elongated right in this area. Like his head is so swollen. You know, you have to watch yourself, man. When you get jumped or you taking a beating like that, cover all this shit up because this, you know what I mean. If you don't have this in order, you're not living. And then the next is the chest, and you know you do the best you can with this. Like my father taught me with boxing, you tuck your elbows in. You know, my father is one of the greatest boxing coaches of all time. Shout out to the great legendary Bob Chambers. This man has taught boxing to legends. You know what I mean? But you tuck your elbows in, put your hands up, and you alternate from frontal to sides to keep your dome safe, protect your neck, as Wu Tang would say. And obviously, it was too much for him to protect. He couldn't get away with it. So prayers to him, even though he done what he done. He's still a human being. People laughed at it. It's really not funny. In today's culture, it's cool to laugh at people's demises. It's cool to do that kind of stuff. Just like this guy PLS, it's cool for him to, talk to anybody that, he doesn't know in any kind of way. And PLS, you can eat a dick, and now you're blocked. And your mom can eat a dick too. And I hate that you've made me kind of respond to you in this way while I have, my, family and friends and listeners here, So he's being very disrespectful when he has to go. So PLS, you can go cash a check. You're done. So, and that's what we do here, because in today's culture, um, the disrespect is so strong and imminent. People feel they can say anything and do anything and get away with it. You know, and this is a result of that. Takashi 69. And I hate that for him. I hate that he was in this. And if you find the footage, because I didn't uh capture the footage to display, but if you find the footage, because it's out there, you'll see him taking quite a pretty nasty, beating. And that's what happens to guys that do that. PLS, maybe you'll get lucky, PLS, and find yourself at the gym. You probably don't go to a gym or probably can't afford a gym membership, but maybe you'll get lucky and somebody will, beat the holy fuck out of you at City Trends or Kroger's, you know. Um, or walking your dog or at McDonald's. So good luck with that. Because he, got on here and said some nasty stuff for no reason. So, but yeah, to my comments, Duffy, damn, all love, appreciate. You know what, Duffy? Yeah, he shouldn't have ever snitched. I agree, and it was at the gym. I agree, but like I told you, Duffy, in your lane today, because I had a talk with Duffy and I was just telling him, in his lane, because Duffy's getting ready to be productive and release music. And in his lane, and when it comes to hip hop, things are different. The respect ethic and guidelines are different. From my time and period, when you talking Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Tupac Shakur, 90s hip hop, these guys was real gangsters, man. We talking about guys that was, real Crips, Bloods, South Park Mexican, Latin Kings and shit, and dudes that really banged, dudes that went and found gang banging because they didn't have families. So they used the gang life to create, a family. And by the way, because people like to shun and look down on gangs, keep in mind the police are nothing but a big gang and they're one of the worst. And secondly, gangs were created sometime in the early 50s to protect neighborhoods, and they were originally named after street corners, street intersections, and blocks. So guys weren't carrying the Crip and Blood, names. They weren't titling themselves as that yet. That comes later on down when you get toward the 70s time frame. Yeah, it comes around. My boy telling me in the back, telling me the date time frame. Yeah, like it, But when you talk in the 50s, originally them gangs were like neighborhood watch, and that's where those names came from, street corners. So, and then when it came into the crack cocaine epidemic era, then gangs were kind of pitted against each other for, money motives. And that was, uh, yeah, and territory, then it became murderous, and of course, Ronald Reagan and his tactic, to saturate us with cocaine that created the entire, crack cocaine epidemic, thanks to him and Oliver North and the Iran Contra affair and all those jerk offs up in Washington. So, but yeah, Duffy, man, that's why I was telling him, you can kill him in your lane because, you're authentic, you're yourself. But, um, man, all I can do is send prayers up to 6ix9ine, man. I hope that, you know, shit, man. I hope he gets his shit together because I really don't know what to say about, what he got going on, man. It's just he's a big old target walking around. And, fact of the matter is people like to hit a target. What can I say? Ugh. So sticky situation. Um, but yeah, man, moving on. So got this situation that has recently, come to light, at least to me recently, but I'm seeing on the internet, um, recent to um uh the internet in is as a whole in terms of maybe about 6 months, 7 months. And there's a situation where Biggie Smalls apparently, and Biggie Smalls as BIG, the notorious BIG. There's a situation where the notorious BIG um, is said to have possibly stole his name and his style from another rapper from Mississippi. So this is all kind of started to kind of circulate and make its rounds. Now, if know hip hop and the notorious Big, and what he went through in the bad boy era, with Puffy, and then this should be a shock to you, hearing about the possibility of him stealing his name. And this is you know, something that you should really, it should perk you up. You should be taking a listen to, and paying close attention. So I made a post about this. I made a not a post, but a reel. And I also made a like a 10-minute video about it because I done some research and I went and checked on, the guy that's saying that he got his name stolen. And that guy's name is Notorious B1. And Notorious B1 releases a song that actually is with the same sample that Biggie Smalls song Juicy has. So and that song, if you know Biggie Smalls, it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. That has a sample from M to Me or Matume. I'm not sure how the pronunciation goes. Um, but it has a sample in there from that group, and the Notorious B1, his song Big Daddy had the same sample. Um, and Biggie Smalls comes out a year later, with the same sampled, song and the same, kind of the same, idea. Um, but um, yeah, man, uh, this guy's got a real claim. He releases his project in '93. Um, and a year later, Biggie Smalls and his project is released. So the style theft, no, I would say no, because Biggie has been Biggie for years before. He, has songs in '91, '92 that he released that are, you hear Big, Big when you hear him. Biggie has been Biggie. He is his own artist. But if you don't know Biggie's background, dealing with his name issues, originally Biggie Smalls, originally Notorious B.I.G. was Biggie Smalls, as you know. Well, Biggie Smalls is, or it was at the time, a name that belonged to a white artist in LA. And that white artist, his name, yes, it was Biggie Smalls, but it was like, I think uh GGYSMALLZ. So he had already had the name and was, utilizing it. And um, he was Biggie Smalls. So he put a cease and desist out there, and Biggie, as we know, the New York Biggie, quit using the name. So he had to change his name. Now Biggie, he ain't dropped the album yet. Get Ready to Die ain't came out yet, but he's released a couple of singles. So the guy taps the shoulder of, Bad Boy and says, "Hey, he's got to lose the name. We have claim to the name. We have filed on the name." So, Biggie, I read that he was disappointed about that because Biggie gets the name from a character in Uptown Saturday Night, which is, if you don't know about that movie, that's a movie from the 70s that features Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier, and a cast of other, up and coming great black actors in that period. And there was a crook in there who was named Biggie Smalls. And Notorious B.I.G. gets his name, Biggie Smalls, from that character in that movie, Uptown Saturday Night. Okay. So he gets the name, he rolls with it. And he's Biggie Smalls when he puts out Party and Bullshit. If you know Biggie Smalls catalog, some of you guys may not. He's Biggie Smalls when he puts that out. He's Biggie Smalls when he does some other work. Before the album release. You can find clips of him rapping on the side of the street. He's Biggie Smalls then. So he puts that out and the singles, and then he gets, the shoulder tap, and then he has to change the name. So, and again, this is a year after the Notorious B1 of who I just showed you in that side by side picture, but I'll show you a picture with him close up. This is a year after this gentleman right here to the right. Uh yeah, over here. Can I get my finger right? It's kind of hard to get. Yeah. So, a year after, and this happens, after this man's release. Background on Notorious B1. He comes from Mississippi. He had a collective group that he worked with, but he had a right hand man named Till I Die, and him and Till I Die put out the Mississippi Doughboys project, and the first song is the solo song Big Daddy. And I wish I had a clip. I don't have a clip to play you, but go listen to it on YouTube, and then go listen to Juicy, Biggie Smalls, and you'll hear the similarities because of the sample. You'll hear they even kind of have a similar voice tone, but um, Biggie has been Biggie before, this guy for sure. But my theory when it comes to the name, because what's the chances that an artist that has the same name, two artists, same name, and then their lead singles have the same sample? A lot of people rapped on the Mtume, a lot of people rapped on that. I understand that. That was a track that a lot of people freestyled over, that a lot of people, um rapped on, you know. I understand that. Um, but what's the chances that two dudes, that is two big fat black dudes, damn near look alike, and they both Notorious B.I.G., because he's Notorious B1, but he is Notorious B.I.G. one. That's what he calls himself, but he shortens up the B, the big to B1 on some occasions, but he still calls himself Notorious B.I.G. one. And he'll tell you, I had the name first. He wrote a letter about it in 2012. He didn't respond during the time Biggie was, at the height of fame, uh, because he didn't want to disrespect Biggie's legacy. And being that Biggie had died, just out of respect, he didn't want to, he didn't want to disrespect, um, you know, that situation. Um, Business says that, death or whatever, that shit shouldn't have mattered, you know. Uh, but nonetheless, that was his choice. And he's saying that's why he never said nothing. And then he chose to respond, sometime around uh 2012. And he responded with a letter. And the letter, basically says, I had the name first. I was on promotional runs. I was on album runs. I was doing, XYZ, and I, was on the radio with the name first. But, when I look at him and I look at who he was signed to a label in the South. He was coming out of Mississippi. I'm sure that his budget was really small. He probably didn't have a budget over 10 grand, and he probably didn't have a budget to spread across 3 states. Um, and he also said that he pounded the pavement and sent his project out, um, uh, by way of doing some distribution shopping. He was trying to shop for a distribution deal. So that right there in itself, if you don't have your content copywritten and protected when you send it like that, a lot of record labels won't accept it, and it's called unsolicited material. I wish I had a thought of this because I would have put, the word up in the definition, but it's called unsolicited material. So that means that the record label cannot accept that material because it doesn't come from uh, hands of representation. So it needs to come from a manager who brought it up to, you know, uh, Def Jam. It needs to come from a lawyer who brought it up to Def Jam. It needs to come from an A&R who brought it up to Def Jam. So it needs to come from an individual who works in the music field and understands proper representation, so that the record label has no liability when they obtain these these song works from this estranged artist. Otherwise, the record label is susceptible to being sued, and you know being grossly penalized in a court of law. You know, so but yeah, man, that's his claim, and he's sticking to it. When you look at the history, you do see his release in '93, and Biggie Smalls comes in '94. My theory, just to sum up this situation, excuse me, I'm gonna say that knowing the kind of business that Sean Puffy Combs has done over the years, and if you don't know, then do your research, because there's a trail of artists behind him that have um, had a lot of gripes and negative experiences that they have claimed to be damaging to their careers. Um, Knowing how Sean Puffy Combs operates, I'm gonna say that I wouldn't be surprised that when his keep in mind, Biggie was like his crown jewel artist. When Bad Boy first jumps off, he's got himself as a backup guy. Puffy's not rapping. Puffy's take that, he in the background. He's got himself as a hype man. He's got Biggie as a lead. He's got Craig Mack as a lead, and that's who is at the core of the Bad Boy label. Puffy uh originally is with LA Reid and another label in the beginning. um I think it's called Uptown, and LA Reid had to close shop because of whatever issues he had with the major that he was working with. So these little labels like Bad Boy, and I know you think of Bad Boy as this huge label, but it's like a subsidiary. It Bad Boy depends on um it depends on whoever they working with, Columbia or Warner Brother Music, or whatever big record label for them to be able to have a budget to distribute the artists that are on that label, and to, just, yeah, to have a budget to release those artists is the right word. So, um, but when you look at this guy coming from Mississippi, and he probably hadn't covered, more than a couple of states. That guy didn't have no money, man. He was doing this shit on his own, and doing the best he could, and he sent in CDs, or he sent in copies for record labels to take a look at. Yeah, you can get robbed doing that, man. And that happens all the time. And if you don't know how to copyright your work, how to make sure that your work is registered, with um, publishing publishing companies, so that they can go and make sure that they collect all your publishing revenue, you're wide open. You're susceptible to take any kind of hit. They'll take your name, they could take your song, they could take your, what's called, how you look, your likeness. That's the term they use in the music business. When you, this is my likeness. I am Omega, and I'm wearing the brand of Crossfaded today. Sometimes I wear the brand of Classic Records. Sometimes I rap. Sometimes I deliver, a show to you, speaking about current issues and music business affairs. But this is my likeness. You know, they'll take that. They'll take you, from yourself. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like, they will steal you from yourself. Yeah. Like I was telling a friend of mine earlier, we're talking about the big, Jewish record label ecosystem. We're not talking about the system I'm in, which is the independent record label ecosystem. We're talking about the big box record labels, the Jewish ecosystem. That's your Clive Davises. That's your Columbia Records. That's your Def Jams. That's your Geffen. You know, that's them. You know? Yeah. So, um, could he had his name taken and his idea for that single? Yeah, absolutely. I don't think Biggie would have ever done that. Biggie was too charismatic. He was too talented. He was too full of himself as an artist. Biggie was known to be brash, going and stepping in the booth and not writing at times and just killing it. He was known to be like an MC's MC. Excuse me, an MC's MC. He was known to just be a brute when it came to the microphone. Just, I mean, a total talent. So these guys sounding alike, that's just luck of the draw, but they have no linguistic uh similarities. Like, they linguistically, like lyrics, absolutely not. You got the tone of voice is similar, and two big black faces, you know, but and both brothers use the same sample, but that's it. But I wouldn't be surprised if the notorious Big name was stolen from this guy, and then the ideal of using the Juicy sample was pitched as well along with the name. Because when you're talking about Bad Boy in its early days, and you're talking about Puff Daddy, I don't know him, haven't had any business dealings with him or relations with him, but I have done enough research and I have heard enough about him. I'm good friends with an individual that has worked for him in the studio as an engineer and a producer. I've heard a lot. I've had the opportunity to hear a lot, and I have heard that he's a dude that will fuck you, man. He will fuck you so quick. You hit the lights and you won't make it to the bed. So, uh, a lot of people had a lot to say about this, and I told people specifically that talked about this to tune in, and I hope they're here today. Um, people, um, people like Kaz Nemesis, Biggie was on features with MJB, Heavy D, Super Cat in 92 and 93. That doesn't mean shit, Nemesis. That doesn't mean nothing. We're talking about the theft of a name, you know, that has nothing to do with that. Now, style, that's one thing. So if your point is to argue style, I absolutely agree. His style was in existence years ago. But they argue that about style because of the voice tone. If you get a chance while I'm talking to you, go and play that song by this gentleman. Play this song right here, Big Daddy, Notorious B1. Take a listen to it, and you'll hear voice tonality similarities, and you'll hear that same sample. But that doesn't mean anything about him featuring those years before. That is just validity to speak to him having his style previously, but that doesn't speak for the name coincidence. Not facts. Max Star BNG. I told his ass to be here. Where you at, Max Star? If you here, say something now, because I would like to know, how do you know it's not facts? I would like to know what kind of work you do in the music business. What kind of individuals and ties that you have? Do you know A&Rs? Do you know music executives? Do you know anybody? Or are you just talking? You probably just talking. Um, on the upside, count it as a blessing. Hey, that's Miss Harris, so too. I respect that. He can count it as a blessing. And I feel like what he should have done was he should have went in attack mode when all of this happened in, uh 1994. Because that was him, that was his way, that was his entry point to get paid, even though it wasn't contingent upon his success, or him, or a release of his, but he could have got paid for infringement, and whatever other infringements were in existence, trademark, copyright, you name it. Big got away with more. He got way more hits than Juicy. Nice try though. Mocha Baby. Again, pointless. That means nothing. And I can tell people that make these kind of comments, they don't know shit about the music business. You don't know shit. And you can try to judge what you think I know, but I've spent time. I'm 10 toes down. You talking to somebody that is dedicated to their trade. I've stood in the room with legends and exchanged information and educated myself. And this has been a journey that's over a decade. You guys probably don't even know how to register, music. And, you got the nerve to say stupid shit. Like, it doesn't matter how many more hits. We're inside of a game where, when you are dealing with Goliath record labels, and I mean Goliaths like financial Goliaths, like big budgets, they sign an artist to contracts and giving them $250,000, $500,000 advances. Yeah, a lot of shit goes, man. It gets cutthroat. Names get stolen. Songs get stolen. So, Mocha Baby, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Party and BS was recorded in 92, so he already had the name and flow, Mrs. Callis. No, you're wrong. It's another stupid comment. He was Biggie Smalls at that time. This is before he comes into the interactions with the Biggie Smalls, BIGGY SMALLZ, out of LA, which, by the way, is a white rapper. He was classified as a white Latino rapper. He had the rights during Party and bullshit. So you can go sit down. And so what are we supposed to do with this information now? Dante sells homes. Dante, the best thing I can tell you is put it in your FYI box. This is for your information. If you're a person that, I see you sell homes, if you're a person that is, into music and you make music, keep in mind, man, like, things get stolen. Intellectual properties are so easy to steal because people don't know how to protect them. They don't know how to register them. They don't know how to solidify them. They don't know how to trademark them. They don't know how to own them. That's the history of Black musicians getting robbed. We can go back to, I mean, you pick the era. Black musicians been getting robbed for a long time. Miles Davis, you know, George Clinton, James Brown, Little Richard. Little Richard said in the interview once, he said, how did he say it? It was the most messed up. It was during I think the deal Tutti Frutti was on the table. And I think the song had popped off. Tutti Frutti had popped off and was all over the nation. You got white kids doing the Tutti Frutti because this is during that time where some places was in segregation. So, crowds, wasn't white and black crowds together. They put black folks upstairs in the top level seats and put the white folks downstairs at the floor seats. So he said I had put out Tutti Frutti and it had ran through the nation. It was all white kids going crazy, this and that. And he said, and then I would come home. I still live with my mama. He said we had to pull siding off of the house to put into the fire to keep ourselves warm. Me and my brothers and sisters and my mother, to keep ourselves warm in the house. They was literally burning the house up to stay warm inside. It's not funny. It's not funny, but speaks to the seriousness of being a Black musician, especially in a time where all you knew was to play your guitar or play your piano. He was coming home and after going and playing shows and doing Tutti Frutti on Rude, Tutti Frutti. It's in commercial. Wah baba loo baba wah bam. You know it. He coming home from shows and stuff and pulling siding off of the house to take inside to burn so mama and them can stay warm. My goodness. You motherfuckers have no idea about what it is to be in the game as an artist and especially as a Black musician and what my Black musicians had to go through in the beginnings all the way up to now. We can talk about robberies with Marvin Gaye. I have a catalog stored up here. Robbed. Some of our greatest musicians of our time. Marvin Gaye is one of the greatest musicians of my mother and father's time. Can ask my mother and my father on here now. They both huge Marvin Gaye fans. They grew with Marvin Gaye. Got to see him from Let's Get It On to, the Sexual Healing, all the way to what's the song you like a lot? The where he talking about the troubles of the world and he get into the what's going on? What's going on? Like, come on, man. You have no idea. I did this specially for y'all in this comment. So I hope y'all here. I don't see no comments. I'm gonna get on here and tear y'all ass up a little later on for saying a lot of the shit that y'all said when I get the opportunity, when I slow down later on. I wouldn't say stole, I would say influence, but maybe he doesn't like it, but I would say Puffy stole it. Decent answer, but you don't influence a name. You take a name. You influence a style. You influence a behavior. You don't influence a name. You steal a name. You borrow a name, or you name after someone. Or that's what fathers do to their sons. That's not an influence or an influential move. My man Jew Worthy. Shout out to Jew Worthy. I hope he's here listening. Puffy probably stole the idea because Big hated Juicy. Very possible. This is true, and I always knew this, but physically seeing the proof in action hurts. I actually heard about it a while ago. I heard uh, years ago, Tupac, I guess, made a remark about it. I can't remember the song or the interview at this time, but I heard about it too a while ago too. Um, I don't know why they didn't have the internet back then, but this is good conversation though. In my opinion, I need more than one song to make it an argument. Um, you don't need shit because the fact of the matter is one man had the name a whole year before and a similar song, and then another man had the name and a similar song the next, and he was with a big giant conglomerate you know record label, a big Goliath record label. So um lesson, copyright, trademark your product. I mean, and this is Terizo. Terizo. Terizo, do you have any idea of how much trademarking costs? Like, dude, yeah, it gets stupid expensive. And I look at this guy here, and this guy come from Mississippi. You know what I mean? Like I said, he probably didn't have a budget bigger than 10 grand. He probably didn't have a budget bigger than 5 grand. Keeping it real. And you talking about trademark. You don't know the cost of trademarking. I can see. Time for your real payday, you have to go after Puff. Absolutely. I agree. Um oh my God, you can tell who young and know their history. This is old news, was talked about when Big came out, and it's a story behind it. Do better research. Don't create a narrative for content on a dude that's dead. And this is from West or West Style 81 Styles 81. I can't even read your name, dude. So I know you ain't talking about shit. uh I didn't change any narrative. I just told as Notorious B1 told the story. So what we do here, if you don't know, uh West Styles 81, if that's your name, we relay the information as it's written, to media. So I citate. You know what citations are? That's when I take a direct quote, and a direct quote that comes from a reliable source. And then I utilize that to speak about the issue. So you can sit your ass down too, because we don't create false narratives here. At the end of the day, you have one man that had a name 1 year before the other and had a single that sounds just like the other man the next year after him. You another person that doesn't know and understand how the music industry works. So thanks, but no thanks. It happens all the time. Sophisticated soldier too. Yes, it does. I like that comment. Explain, give me the loot. I got a story to tell. One more chance. Explain how those sound anything like Juicy. It was to get him radio play, to have a soft song. When I think of Biggie, I think give me the loot. And back in the day, a lot of shit you was saying, man. A lot of shit you was saying. I didn't even understand. I couldn't even really read through. I'm gonna be honest with you. Anybody's comments that I have trouble reading through because you don't know how to pronunciate, you don't know how to spell words, and your grammar is all fucked up. I'm gonna assume that you really don't know what the hell you talking about from Jumpstart. So I kind of lost the flow of what you was trying to say. But again, this doesn't have anything to do with song comparisons. You can kind of say that it might in regards to the people who speak of style theft, but we talking about a name. We talking about a name that was in existence and was in circulation and was in distribution a whole year before. You can sit down too, sir. Puffy bought the song off of him and paid him hush money. How do you know that, NYC Scoop? Do you have facts on that? I hope you're not just, saying some dumb shit that you conjured up yourself. A lot of people like to do that when it comes to hip hop. You notice no other genres kind of take the mythological disrespect, but hip hop does. You know, hip hop, has a lot of goofy ins and outs and twists and turns. How do you know that, NYC Scoop? Put it in the comments. Every great concept of change in the matter comes from an idea, small or big. I can accept that. It's tough to say that after a guy has been dead for 30 years. For nothing like Biggie, the other guy sounds more like Heavy D. It is tough to say. And a lot of people jumped on Notorious B1's case for that. Like, why are you speaking now? This and that. And I understood his reason. I understood his, respect, premise, uh, but yeah. This guy right here is funny. Overweight rappers sounded alike back then by default. Sorry. Shut your ass up. And how did you get this blue check? Uh Shiest Bubs. What in the world are you talking about? Heavy D sounded like Biggie Smalls. He's an overweight rapper too. Yeah, you sound stupid. So uh pretty much all these comments are like that. And anybody that had a similar comment to any that I read earlier, my response goes for you too. So I just wanted to open up the floor to see if any of those people would show up to kind of, explain or kind of say, um, something with some notoriety. I'm gonna bounce over to the comments. Doctor Bazal Chris, that was the second name he took. Oof, look at that. Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G. Thank you for that contribution, Dr. Bazal Chris. Um, Culver says, what's your thoughts on Elvis taking black artist music? I got a comment for that. A Dog Williams is in the house. Shout out to my M Town street affiliate. That's my boy right there, man. That's my blood. That's my cousin, A Dog Williams, out there in M Town, listening in. Thanks for tuning in, man. Because I got some questions to ask you about some stuff dealing with what's going on in Memphis. But Mike, I made some videos about Elvis, and one of the videos I made recently is Ray Charles, which is a very interesting video. And Ray Charles is getting interviewed by Bob Costas. If you guys don't know Bob Costas, he's a very known sports interviewer. And this guy's been in the game for years and interviewed everybody. Bob Costas asked Ray Charles, he says, do you think Elvis was talented? How do you feel about Elvis? And Ray Charles told him flat out. He said, man, I was around. I lived through that period. He said, man, there wasn't nothing that he was doing that was new. He came and took it from us. He came and took it from people like the woman who wrote Hound Dog, Big Mama Thornton. Yep, he said the hip gyrations and all of that. Ray Charles says, what the hell I got to be excited for? Go check that video out on our page. It's Ray Charles. What is it titled? Ray Charles something. Let me see. Because yeah, Ray Charles had a lot to say about that. Ray Charles, Elvis wasn't great. He was the king of what? And I agree with Ray. Let me see if I can get a little sample of Ray.
a lot of music that normally they wouldn't have been listening to. To say that Elvis was so great and so outstanding, like they say, he's the king. I don't think of Elvis like that because I know too many artists that are far greater than Elvis. I think Elvis was person came along at the right time when he was a white kid that could do rock and roll or rhythm and blues or whatever name you want to call it, and the girls could swoon over him. Nat Cole got in trouble in Alabama when the women swooned over him, got put out of town. And black people been going out shaking their behind for centuries. And that's all Elvis was doing was copying that. He was doing the Willie Mae Thornton, Jailhouse Rock. That's black music. But I think all this stuff about saying he's the king and he's the... I piece of bunk. Sorry. Next question.
Hey, Ray Charles said it's a piece of bunk. When he said that, hey, that comment right there let me know that Ray was on that dope tough. Because what I learned about bunk, that's what they call bad dope. He said it's a piece of bunk. I said Ray. So Ray letting that cocaine smoking and cocaine shooting characteristics shine through a little bit. God bless Ray Charles, man. Give it up for one of the greatest musicians of my time, my mother's time. Ray Charles, man. I love Ray Charles. Huh? Oh, it was Heron. Yeah, well, maybe they called it bad Heron bunked. Yeah, so but you heard Ray Charles, Mike, man. As a kid, I loved Elvis a lot. My mom would our family was from Memphis, majority of our family. We would go down to Memphis. My mom even took me to Elvis's house. We got to walk through his house. She took me on the whole little tour, the whole shebang. We got to walk on the airplane. I remember Elvis's bathroom, and the toilets were made of gold, and the sink was made of gold. And I was just so entranced. I was like, wow, And my mom took me on the whole tour. I walked through Elvis's house, man. Like I came through the front door and walked through, and I remember the setup. I remember how stuff was. I actually got to walk through Elvis's house. That's awesome. And then I walked through his plane, as well. Um, but with all that being said, man, at the end of the day, I used to wonder when I came to Memphis, and I would ask my cousins. I would say, "Hey, man, let's go down there to the to the Elvis house. Take me to the Elvis house. Rob by there. I want to take a picture by the gate." Or my cousin was always like, "Man, fuck all that, man." That was my cousins back then. I used to be like, "Dang, man, why they hate on Elvis like that?" Adrian A Dog says I used to work there back in the day. He used to work at Elvis's house. Yeah, man. My mom took me A Dog, and I was just enamored, because I had been a music, kid, for years, and I sung for years before she even knew, So I was just enamored. But my cousins was always like, why you want to go there, man? Like, man, ain't nobody trying to go to Elvis, man, and later on I would understand how the community in Memphis had a lot of them felt so robbed from Elvis and his you know uh you know practices and his how he took advantage of black artists. And you can say Elvis didn't, you can say his writers did, you can say his label did it. Big Mama Thornton didn't write Hound Dog. Big Mama Thornton had an agreement with two other white men that wrote Hound Dog, and that agreement was between them three. And she still to this day, over her dead body, ain't received no kind of revenue, no kind of royalties or nothing. Shut the fuck up. She was robbed. Another black musician that they just robbed and went rampant. And then the why I get so peeved about it is because when these great musicians die, their children and their children's children and for generations have nothing, but they get the opportunity, not an opportunity, they get the punishment to sit back and watch their grandmother's or their grandfather's song come out of white mouths for decades after decades after decades. That's a bunch of bullshit. So that's how I feel about Elvis, Mike. I loved Elvis for a period of my life. I still have respect for Elvis because Elvis ended up being a person who was trapped inside of the music system as well, especially when he done his last deal, the Las Vegas deal. And the thing that when I watched that Elvis movie that came out recently, the thing that stuck to me was the song in the end of the movie, "Caught in a Trap, Can't Walk Out." How's the rest of it? Too much, baby. I'm caught in a trap. He was really caught in the trap. He got signed to some mobsters that was owners and operators of a casino, and he was signed to them to perform in there for the rest of his life. He wasn't even allowed to go and perform out of overseas. He couldn't go to other countries. They disputed that. They trapped Elvis in a hotel suite at the top floor. He was a bird in a cage. Elvis ended up with one of the worst demises in music. Broke, with nothing, divorced, trapped in a fancy, luxurious casino suite on the top floor like a bird in a nice, big old pretty cage that'll never get to fly out. That was Elvis. I then began to have some more respect for him. I said, damn, the man that stole black music even got fucked over like the rest of the niggas. My goodness, the irony. So I don't not have respect for him, but he came along at the right time. I feel what Ray said, and he took advantage like all other white musicians and white business entities did to black music at the time. You couldn't take black music to radio, because you were black. You couldn't take black music to all, these different clubs because you were black. You had to play in what they call juke joints. If you don't know what a juke joint is, go look up a commercial called Juke Joint Saturday Night. Hole in the wall. I did my best time, yes. All them old artists and them, Bobby Blue Bland, and they was playing. He was playing the nigga chitlin circuit. That's what the black artists, and then white artists will come in. Elvis used to like to swing down on Beale Street. Come here, Big Mama Thornton. Come here, the black artist on the strip. And he's sitting there and listen. And then Elvis would think, I like that song. I'm gonna take that song from. I want to see if can I take that song. That was Elvis. He comes sit and tell you a little footnote about the movie. If you get to see the movie, you ain't gonna never see Elvis with no pen in his hand the whole time. He carry around a guitar, man. He got a guitar the whole time in the movie. But you ain't gonna never see Elvis with no pen and pad in his hand. What that say? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. So, look. Hole in the wall, a dog. I read my best time, yeah. You juke joint Saturday Night, man. My mama put all of that in me. I was blessed to be able to take all of that in. My mother is Stephanie Mills, Mariah Carey, Anita Baker, Luther Vandross, Marvin Gaye, Tammy Terrell, Temptations, Four Tops. My mother's all of that inside of this. And then I become what I am, a monster MC with that kind of foundation. You dig? So, yeah, man, sucks, man. Elvis' demise and how it ended, but I mean, man, you steal, you shall be stolen from. What can I say? So that's how I feel about it, Mike. You know, um, I feel he had his opportunity to rape, pillage, and burn. And he might have said in some interviews, "These black folks, yeah, I grew up in a black area. And I knew I had a lot of black friends," and he might have said all that, and this and that, and that might have been true, man. But did you ever kick anything down to Big Mama Thornton and them? This lady family was living. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. He was living like they was down in the Delta, man, out there. Memphis and them southern places. You got to realize something, man. In them southern territories, a lot of them people, man, they sharecropped on into like the 70s because they didn't know how to leave plantations, and they didn't know how to go and be employers of of a different kind of working economy. They stayed on them same farms where they was generational slaves, and sharecropping was nothing but slavery too. So these you I gotta have mercy for a white dude that came and took music from my people in that kind of predicament. Fuck no. I don't have no mercy for your blue suede shoes, sir. I will step on your blue suede shoes. Omega will. That's how I feel, sir. So, um, you know, yeah, man, that's it's disgusting, man. What can I say? But Elvis, you know, yeah, he was ear hustling. Exactly, he was ear hustling. Culver, I feel you on the Elvis situation. Thank you for taking me to Graceland a few years back. I'll never forget. Man, I love to see the site of Graceland, Mike. Like it just I've been to Michael Jackson's house, Gary, Indiana, Michael Jackson's house. I've been to, Graceland. I've been to Evander Holyfield, which is now Rick Ross's house in Atlanta. I've seen a lot of famous houses, and Elvis's house is one of my favorite houses. And as a kid, you couldn't tell me nothing about Elvis. This is a kid from the 80s. He didn't reached over into my era and grabbed my heart. But once I learned the game and learned, his role in the game, it's like learning, that you had favor for somebody who killed one of your relatives or something. You know what I mean? That's how I kind of felt. Like, damn man, I really liked him. And then I found out he killed my cousin. Yeah. That's how I felt, like, man, damn. So, but yeah, man, Elvis stole enough, man, to take care of three lifetimes after him. Shoot, he gave Priscilla a career, his wife. His daughter got a career, bless her. She just passed not too long ago. Much respect to her and bless her. He stole enough, man, to make his wife and daughter uh entertainers and popular entertainers at that. One of them get to, have her stint with Michael Jackson and everything. And Priscilla, the wife, she didn't been in Naked Guns 1, 2, 3, 4, and all this and movie opportunities. And he stole enough, man, to set up his, you know what I'm saying? Shoot. While you got Big Mama, check in with Big Mama Thornton and them people. See how they doing. Shit. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, I'm glad that I got to take you too, Mike. And another thing that I'm working on just as an artist, understanding, man, how to separate those things, um, still taking the music in and loving the music and separating the music from the artist. Cause sometimes the artist, their bags of shit. They're 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. Look at R. Kelly. I love R. Kelly to death. And well, I love his music to death. Say that correctly. I mean, but the guy's he's a 10 pound of shit in a 5 pound bag situation, you know, and it's crazy because I looked up to him when I before I rapped, I was a singer, so a lot of my training to myself was emulating guys who had octaves similar to mine. I come through choir, years of choral experience. So I would emulate R. Kelly. I would practice R. Kelly. I even competed with an R. Kelly song. I believe I can fly. And I was a soloist on that competition down in Ohio at Kings Island, and we won. And that year I won soloist of the year as well. So uh but look at R. Kelly now, and it's just sad, man. Like, These folks you think that are your heroes, a lot of times they are not that heroic. But yeah, man, moving on. I tell you what, before we move on, I'm gonna bring my boy out. You know what I'm saying? So sit tight. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Thank y'all for hanging in there, whoever's here, because it's a few folks in here, and I appreciate y'all. I kind of got a little long-winded on that last topic, man. Because I like to answer questions. What can I say? So, but sit tight. Give me a moment. We'll be back with the legendary Jerome Murphy, my right-hand man. I'ma stay fresh with Kicks Casserole. Cop the latest with Kicks Casserole. Nothing less than Kicks Casserole. I'm at my best with Kicks Casserole. I'ma stay fresh with Kicks Casserole. Cop the latest with Kicks Casserole. Nothing less than Kicks Casserole. I'm at my best with Kicks Casserole. Look, nigga, I'm dumb fly. Every time the sun rise, murder classrooms with my fresh since junior high. Fucking up the cafeteria, Columbia 11 highs. Chicks cutting hella eyes while I move with a smooth stride. North Carolina from head to toe. Freshest that you know, and that remains from then on into tomorrow. So I'ma stay getting figures, macking bitches, getting bigger, and fresh from head to toe with Kicks Casserole.
It's not just music, it's classics.
Okay, I got some game for you. I got some game for you. I got some game for you. Omega versus Omega. I got some game for you.
See, that's $1 million song right there.
So tell me, really, don't you think it's fucked up when niggas be twisting shit into submission, forgetting that MOB is the mission, letting pussy take over the brain? There could be some other things, regardless of what you call it, a chain reaction. Dissatisfaction to the game, the pocket and partner, cause he didn't get into this marijuana or drug business, just be bullshitting while you on the sideline with your fake pimpin', nigga, please listen. I understand that niggas got hella shit up on their mind, but man, you can't let it affect the grind. Too easy to look back after you done fell all the way off and be like, damn, how the fuck I do that? Now, you losing all of your money, man, you losing your dough. This next blow is worse, man, you losing your hoes, you pawning your jewelry, you pawning your clothes, you selling your wins, so now you need to ride the road. Oh, I seen it before. Niggas fall flat on their face from trying to reach grace, stand on the floor. I said it before. Those that are mind, body, and soul should be prepared for the woe. Go ahead, let it go. Whether it's shots of electrical, lyrical watts, I live from the foe. I'm bred for the cold. Saint Bernard like pedigree, but really I'm a pit to the bone. All OG strains here, no clothes. Too many niggas biting other niggas' flows. My style's mine, nigga. Go get your own. Go get your own. Go get your own. That's why a nigga better mind they own. Keep a nickel needle, my heater, miss sending you home. I call it a chrome, a gun, 2-piece of a tone. A Roscoe, gang, y'all, go along, rubber on. A run of a biscuit, all me to shutting you down quick. Coming up out the hostel with this minimal second. Shot to your legs, throw back, feeling wet. This homie, you fucking with niggas that got a gun daddy. Fuck you all. What kind of sense does it make to respect you when I got no regard for the law? I ride with the cars, I drive a nigga shot at my door for 1 cent. Did you ever think Omega would pause? No. A trained criminal rhymes insane, cynical. People thinking that Omega would never remain lyrical. Now that's pitiful. Give me a minute minimum. I'm ending them as soon as they step into my continuum. No third element. I'm eating MCs alive that don't deserve to rhyme, lacking intelligence. This is relevant to all of those who oppose witness to wrath, the rap's vigilant delegate. Game for you. I got some game for you. I got some game for you. Man, we got the game for you. We got the game for you. We got game for you. Classic entertainment, baby. Omega. Yeah. Game for you. One and only. For you. Oh.
Man.
What up? We back in the house. We got the one and only Mr. Murphy in the house with us. You know what I'm saying? We ain't touching sports yet, but my man is coming through to rock with me with all subjects. You know, this kind of knowledge and experience to the left of me is has been a cornerstone for me. So you're gonna start seeing us rocking this thing and giving you know, the business. So, but yeah, man, we like to welcome my man. Look at that, man. One of our categories today is food for thought.
And I got the lid on. Check out the new classic lid.
That is the new Omega ball cap, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be talking about that in a minute. That's my new Omega cap. We have a brand collab with 5950, and yeah, man, my man has an early release. Yeah, my man's got an early release of that ball cap right there.
You
so
too can have one of these.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
And it matches my glasses.
Yes, my man got the aviators on.
Got the aviators.
He's killing them, man. Shout out for my man, Mr. Murphy. Yeah, man. So how you been? You been all right?
Been all right, been hanging in there, been soaking up the news and soaking up the events and everything. And just sometimes I shake my head and sometimes I just go, oh.
What you talking about?
Well, I mean, if we talk about what's trending, we're talking about what was going down in Memphis. We talk about that?
Yes, and I have no dog. I'm gonna need you to chime in on this. I have no information about what is going on in Memphis.
Wow.
Tell me what's going on in Memphis.
Well, it turns out we had another school shooting. This was a elementary school. This was a former student. She was 28 years old, they said. And what provoked her to go back into the school that day, she cut her way through some glass thing is what I heard, and went in there with two rifles and a pistol and killed 3 9-year-old children and 3 adults. And the cops shot her dead in the school. They stopped her from going, and they thought she was going to go to the mall and check out family members. We don't know. I'm not from Memphis. I'm hoping we get some Memphis Connect. Need to know some more insight about it, but they said that she had plans on taking out family members at the mall, but the cops killed her at the school, and they saved a lot more lives, they said. But it's just got me shaking my head. It's SMH, my friend.
Damn.
Yes.
Nashville. A-Dog says Nashville. It was in Nashville? Okay. All right.
Sorry, A-Dog, that's right.
Damn. And you said it was a female shooter.
Female shooter.
I don't think I've ever seen a female shooter in anything yet.
It's usually always males. It's usually always some part upon white males. You know.
Yeah.
You don't see too many brothers going to go shoot up a school. Most brothers, you can't even get in school. So
Yeah.
They don't want to hear it. But this was a whole new twist. I don't know what happened to this woman, what made her snap, but it's horrible. It's horrible.
Damn.
Yes.
Okay. Damn, man. Wow. Yeah. I if the more that you know, A-Dog, please send it along. I don't have a lot of information because I kind of got this information right when I sat down, man. And yeah, and I hear that I'm hearing, let me know if transsexual. So he said that
he was a she was a he.
Yeah.
It wasn't it.
Is it the well, I'm seeing something Ezekiel Kelly in a mass shooting in Memphis. So this seems like it's like multiple shootings in Memphis, or not Memphis, but in Tennessee. And one is in Memphis and one is in Nashville. Yeah.
What's going on, Tennessee? What's going on?
Man, I'm gonna do some research into it. And he said, and A-Dog said he's gonna pull up some more information about it. So we'll bounce back to that subject because I would like to know, what in the world is going on. I'm seeing it like 3, shootings had happened, and I'm just like, man, what's going on? So we're gonna wait for our street correspondent A-Dog that's out there to let us know. Bouncing to the comments, Mike Culver says Gotham City was the most underrated R. Kelly song. I feel Gotham City. Yeah. My man, this is my man right here, man. I love Mike to death. He is very in tune with R&B music, like in R&B, not from just our time, but Mike Culver loves Sam Cooke. Culver loves Marvin Gaye. Yeah, he is.
You gotta love Al Green. gotta have the right
We ain't never talked about Al Green, but I'm willing to bet Culver got an ear or the spot for Al Green. So he's just very thick when it comes to some R&B, man. That guy.
A lot of people are saying, you're talking about R. Kelly, and who was the comedian? Chappelle. He's like, well, people they might not have been Chappelle. Don't quote me on it, but he's like, well, you have Michael Jackson and you have R. Kelly. You got they both was wrong, but their music. Michael had better music, and he kind of made a comparison. And I don't know if it was Chappelle or not, but I did hear a comedian mention both of them in the same breath, and that they both were doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, telling you to pick for real and make your choices and keep. Is that what I think? I recall that one can't be lesser than the other or greater than the other. Yeah.
Well, they both were bad. Both supposedly did bad things, and but you'll play Michael Jackson, but you won't play R. Kelly,
That's tough, man. It's just tough, man.
Michael was okay with me up until that point where he paid him off. I said, he's trying to make everything go away. If he didn't do it, why are you paying him? I remember the whole controversy. You're innocent, Michael. Why are you paying these people off?
Yeah.
But Michael, I guess, was responsible for a lot of people.
Yeah.
People getting on, and that's what they were saying. They were selling their kids to Michael at one point. So,
oh, man.
They went down that road. So, it's different when your parents are bringing the kids to Michael, but then R. Kelly was just, abusing them. Just, it's a whole other thing.
Yeah, it's all messed up, man.
Yeah. Like you said, you think these guys are your heroes, and you look up to Michael, and who hasn't looked up to Michael for the word go? And then all this stuff comes out, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, man. I would like to talk about a fellow who is in a jam right now, and hopefully it's not in that bad of a jam. But Jonathan Majors, who is the actor from Creed and Ant-Man. He's a star Ant-Man, and Culver, you know who Jonathan Majors is. Jonathan Majors, he's done the Creed. Yeah, he done Creed 3 that just came out, and he just done the true story movie called Devotion about a black pilot back in the I think that's like the it's the era where they were battling Germans. Yeah, yep. Something like that. Yep, and he did that movie, and so yeah, Jonathan Majors, known for his most recent roles in Creed 3 and Ant-Man, the Wasp, Quantumania, was arrested in New York City on Saturday after an alleged domestic dispute. Spokesperson for the NYPD confirmed the arrest in a statement to UPI and said that Majors, 33 years old, has been charged with strangulation, assault, and harassment. Officers in the NYPD were called to an apartment near West 22nd Street and 8th Avenue in Chelsea neighborhood of Manhattan. You know that area?
Yeah, Lower Manhattan. Yeah.
Okay. Preliminary investigation determined that 33-year-old male was involved in a domestic dispute with a 30-year-old female, police said in a statement, without identifying the female victim. The female informed police she was assaulted. Police placed the 33-year-old male into custody without incident. Police said that the victim had minor injuries to her head and neck and was taken to an area hospital in stable condition. He's done nothing wrong, a representative for Majors told TMZ. We look forward to clearing his name and clearing this up. So yeah, man. I don't really know what to say about that. You know, this guy is popping right now. He's everywhere.
Black man.
Yep, black man. I was hearing that he's like the new, just black masculine Hollywood male lead now. Muscular guy. Always playing the roles of just a tough firm, one of them guys is just a solid character kind of guy. And out of nowhere, this happens, and now he's looking at strangulation and assault and harassment, and it's the kind of stuff that ruining careers is made of, the kind of stuff that gets you blackballed and blacklisted, and
get women's groups hating against you and stuff.
Yeah.
They start not wanting to come to the shows or not want to, take care of your projects and things, and your appeal falls off.
I'm a predict it. I believe it was a white girl. Just being honest, because of the history that I've seen in my lifetime.
Guys get big.
And then the history that I've seen just abroad, the world, and then when you consider Hollywood circumstances, being a black actor and actress, and people have to really realize, where I'm coming from with this. When you talk in Hollywood and you talking black actresses and actors, they are heavily scrutinized, and they are always like, just given the least opportunities, the least pay, vilified. That's the history of Hollywood. That's the history.
They build you up just to tear you down.
Yeah. Like, real talk. You got people like even Lucille Ball will tell you about Hollywood and how she turned and flipped it on its ear by going and being one of the first women to have her own studio that she owned. She didn't go do that just because, she thought it was going to be fun. No, she did that because of the restraints that she was under, and the creative process being strained and being,
it was such a strange time back then. I remember watching I Love Lucy when I was able to see it. They had separate beds on the set. You couldn't be in the same bed with your wife.
Wow.
If you watch the old I Love Lucy, Ricky and Lucy slept in separate beds.
Wow.
I said, how'd you get little Ricky? Did he go over and make a business? Loose feed delivery? But yeah, the classic there. If you watch the classic black and white I Love Lucy, they slept in separate beds.
Wow. Yeah, man. So as much as I hate to say it, I feel like the brother, man, then messed up, and then a predicament, messing with some booty he shouldn't have messed with, and
track without a track.
Yep.
And by the way, Lucille Ball, a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Upstate New York.
Yeah. Yep. I forgot about that, but yeah.
First lady of comedy.
Yeah, man. Footnote. So,
and also Queen of Star Trek. She was the creator of Star, because of Lucille Ball. If there was no Lucille Ball, there'd be no Star Trek. And the franchise is still going strong today. Thanks to Lucille Ball. She invested in them, and when they kicked them out of CBS, she picked them up and they recorded in her studio. So, another side note there, if you're a Star Trek fan, Lucille Ball is the mother of Star Trek.
If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have James T. Kirk.
James T. Kirk. We would have Bones. We would have Scotty.
She kept life inside of the Star Trek brand.
Yes. She's the mother of Star Trek.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. I hope that James or Jonathan beats this situation. And
don't say beats.
Wow, yeah. I hope that he gets proven not guilty in this situation.
The old joke. He did that because the money wasn't right. That's the old joke.
Oh my God, it's terrible. Yeah, man. So I just, it's just unfortunate, because when I look at rising black stars, as an actor in Hollywood named Pierre would like to say, he's a black actor. Hollywood likes to ensure that black actors don't get too famous, and they do that by making sure they have an asterisk by their name. Yep. So, he, he's good, but he, strangled and assaulted this woman, or he's, this, but
Enter Will Smith. He's got an asterisk.
But he slapped Chris Rock now, and he's
slapped her around the world.
Yeah.
So he's got an asterisk. He's trying to get back.
And he did that to himself. Let's be clear. He really, Will was like, he had the green light. Like, Will is, all roads clear, and he walked in. But that was a guy that was emasculated, Will Smith, and what's the line he said?
she hurt him more than he hurt me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you give your balls to your wife,
yeah,
that's the kind of choices you can end up making. You know, with pardon my French, but it's just the truth. You know, Will Smith he did that to himself, but yeah, it's unfortunate because it's in the umbrella of black entertainment, and this
black on black crime.
man and this great black entertainer is now like here that's his asterisk.
That was asterisk on it.
Yep. So only one I can think of it doesn't is probably Denzel. Halle Berry even has one. It's like she got the Grammy, but she had to do that scene with Billy Bob Thornton where it really looked like they was really having sex, and she got the Grammy, but she got it like that. So that's like her asterisk. So it's unfortunate, and I hope that this brother beats it, because you're talking about Ant-Man not even out in theaters. He's got that. He's got Creed that just dropped in theaters. Devotion that just came out recently in theaters.
He's
cranking them out, man. One movie that he done like last year is a Western movie. Jay-Z and them were like producers of it and whatnot. The Harder They Fall, fantastic Western movie. Great movie where they used real black cowboys from that period. And the storyline wasn't real, but the characters were real black and Hispanic cowboys from that time. Yeah, so yeah, man. Hope you didn't do it, Jonathan. And if you did, I guess this is like
a lesson learned.
Lesson learned, but the end of your ride as it is right now, because all that work is gonna slow up. Case study, take a look at Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish has been blackballed ever since her and the Aries Spears incident, where they had children doing acting jobs and implementing sexual innuendos in their acting. Tiffany Haddish had a little girl imitate fellatio. She was a little girl too, like probably 12 or some stuff. Yeah, Tiffany said on an interview, she said, "Yeah, I don't have any work." She said, "I don't have no work." She said, "I don't have a job right now." Yep.
That was not a good plan. You had there, Miss Tiffany.
Yep.
So
yep.
What make you think that would be all right, especially?
Yeah. She made a huge mistake, but yeah, man.
They paid for it either.
Oh no, the kid ran out crying, and and it was a whole masquerade, man.
Wow.
Yep. So the black ball is real, and black folks get a whole lot of the black ball. Monique will tell you about that. It's another case study for you actors and aspiring, actresses and actors out there. Study, Monique, especially if you're a black actor. And she was blackballed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she got blackballed for she disputed to go on any tours and any kind of press runs for the movie Precious. Yep. And at the time, the movie was directed by Lee Daniels and Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
And
Oprah got the girl blackballed.
Yeah, Monique said she only received like $5,000 to do the movie. She said she really wanted to, after shooting the movie, she wanted to spend time at home with her family. So she, neglected to go on certain press runs, and and then she ended up getting blackballed, and we didn't see or hear from Monique for a long time. And then she finally just dropped the movie, little scary movie. Lee Daniels did it. It's on BET. It's a pretty good movie. Yep, pretty good movie. So she just really kind of coming back into the, into the spotlight. Yep. I'm gonna go back to the. We do. Tombstone 337 Parlance. Parlance is in the house, brother. Parlance. Patrick Hughes.
What's up, Pat?
Yeah. Yeah. Parlance is a one of my best friends over the years, and he's one of the dopest MCs that I've ever heard. And Parlance has been preparing himself to come back to the microphone.
Uh-oh.
So you and I will be talking about that later, man, and about what he's been doing to get himself ready. And he's had a little tragedy on his hands, man. Shout out to Pat, man, and God bless you, Pat.
Local guy.
No, you know Pat.
You mean D Pat?
D Pat.
Oh wow.
D Pat.
What up, Pat?
Yeah. We talking Patrick Hughes.
Patrick Hughes.
Yeah. Parlance. Okay, I didn't know if you. Yeah. We talking about. I know it's been so long. You probably wouldn't believe in. You know. I hadn't talked to him in years and spoke to him for hours yesterday.
I asked you about him. I asked you last time you spoke to him.
Just spoke to him yesterday.
Wow. Welcome back.
Yep. Welcome back, Pat. My man recently lost his dad.
Oh, sorry, Pat.
Yeah, man. So, my prayers to Mr. Hughes.
Maybe the pain will inspire this man and get him going. Because now he got something to rap about.
You hear what he said, Pat? Now I said that same thing. I ain't said nothing to him about you.
No.
Coming back into the fold. You heard what he just said. So that's what happened. You use that pain and put it into your music. I'm using my pain the same way. My father is in the worst shape that I've ever seen. Wow. And every day it's hard for me to deal with. My father is suffering from dementia. And this is a guy that was a big, tough boxing coach. This guy was
went around
the country. This guy was friends with Muhammad Ali. Good friends with Muhammad Ali. This guy was friends with Floyd Mayweather Sr. and Jr., Sugar Shane Mosley, trained with, all kind of guys in the boxing game. And to see this man that was this big, brolic, strong man, now, man, he has dementia and it shows and it's rough. And I'm using that. I'm internalizing that and using that for motivation because I need him to see a certain level of success from me before he, God forbid, departs from me. So use that for motivation, Pat. Use that like I told you. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to be just fine. I promise you, you'll be just fine. Because at the end of the day, we're our fathers left us behind, and I still have a father here. So I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones because after God bless my father, knock on wood, after my father's departure, I'm lucky enough to still have a dad. So I got two dads, you know what I mean? And my second dad is really like my dad, so I feel for both of them like equally. Yeah, man. You calling him father. So, but use it, man, and internalize that for strength. Right. And let's get it. You know what I mean? And let's be with it. You know what I mean?
Pat, let me tell you something that you think about it, just like the Temptation. It was the 3rd of September when he wrote that.
I'll always remember. Yes, I will.
Was a Rolling Stone. Sold millions.
Oh, that was a day my daddy died.
He took that pain and turned it in. He didn't want to sing the song because it was so close to the truth. But he said, you know what?
Dennis Edwards, right?
Yep. Put it out there and turned it into gold. So, Pat, you have an opportunity to dig within yourself.
You never had a chance to see him. Never done nothing but bad things about him. Yeah. Mama, I'm depending on you to tell me the truth.
Mama put the needle on the record for you, man.
Sir.
On the record.
Yes, she did.
She wasn't even scratching. She just put the needle.
Just put the needle on the record, man. It's moms, man. Bouncing to the comments, Mike Cover. Denzel is the best. At your highest moment, be careful. Denzel said it best. At your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes. I think that's when the devil comes for you. I think I seen that comment, Mike. That's crazy, man.
Look at all of them. Bill Cosby, he's at the height.
Man.
The devil came out. Mike Tyson. They were getting everybody back in the day. Michael Jackson. Quincy Jones, even. They say Quincy was a boozer. He liked to bend the elbow. He never got caught up in anything like that. He get drunk and pass out and stuff. But Quincy.
Yeah.
Slide the family stone. Slide. They said he wouldn't even show up to rehearsal or practice half the time. If he did, he was messed up and The Sly's still kicking. He's 80-something years old. Still living. Go Sly.
Mm-hmm. Culver then follows up and says he is innocent until proven guilty. I don't see him risking it all over a chick. I don't either, man, Mike.
Wow.
I just know that guys, like him for years, have just fallen for the finesse and okie doke of, some chick of the night or chick for the night,
or the flavor of the day or the week.
Yeah, and they get them in a hotel room, and then New
York City of all places.
Yep, and then it becomes a you versus him, and it is your word against his. And
she probably knew who he was. She figured this could be a payday.
Yeah, absolutely. She couldn't be with Jonathan Majors and not know who he is. The guy's face is everywhere right now, man. Yeah, he's everywhere.
Yeah, take that with a grain of salt,
man.
You got it.
And I'm skipping over a couple comments because some don't refer to what we're talking about, but I'll be back to them. Gentleman named Michael H. Thanks for tuning in, Michael H. If you look long enough, you will find something. Most don't have the time. So it's racist, but there always is good reasons for it. Not quite sure how you referencing Michael H. Clarify that for me so I can, know exactly what you're saying. It says, so it's racist, but there always good reasons for it. Probably means there's always good reasons for it in question mark. Yeah, I think he might, use the wrong there, and he might mean THEIR and not THERE, but yeah, Michael, just make yourself clear, man. I'll come back and check that out again.
I like it for you. I'm like a rotten dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Pat says right on, saying thank you for what we said, man. Yeah. Missy Thomas sends prayers, praying hands. I'm sure she probably sending them to our conversation about Pat and to probably Jonathan Majors too. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Mom, that was the song. Yes, it was.
Which what, Papa?
Papa was the Rolling Stone.
I know. I can see Mama putting the needle to the record right now. That Temptation album spinning.
Yeah, well, I understand. The things about him, Mama, I'm depending on you.
Mama,
tell me the truth.
Mama told you the truth.
Yes. And then A-Dog says he actually had the city in a chokehold, literally moving through all parts of the city. The police issued a stay in place order wanting no movement, so he was captured. So A-Dog is referring back to the
Nashville or the Memphis?
I believe the Nashville situation was what we were talking about.
I thought the Nashville was a woman,
though. Ooh. That's what I'm Tell me which incidents you talking about, A-Dog, because again, I was hearing about 3 different shootings in Memphis, and he said aggravated robbery and reckless endangerment are the charges.
That's gotta be Nashville. That's gotta be Memphis, because this one, he just went to a school and shot. She just went to the school and shot the school up. Former student. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Crazy, man. It's just so much.
Doing too much in Tennessee. Y'all doing the most.
Lord bless them folks. Please.
Stop
man.
The violence and kick the science.
Lord have mercy.
No.
Ezekiel Kelly. So that's the A-Dog says Ezekiel Kelly. So that's the Memphis shooter. So that's that's the Memphis shooter. Yeah. So I ain't got nothing yet on. I do, but I ain't. Man, them situations hit me like as I sat down. But Ezekiel Kelly, who A-Dog is speaking of, he's 19 years old. He's indicted on 28 charges, and he'll be charged with the murder of Dwayne Tunstall, along with reckless endangerment for the people who were inside of the home at the time. Kelly pleaded not guilty to 2 additional charges Thursday. His public defender accepted the appointment to represent the rest of the charges. His other charges include reckless endangerment, criminal attempt, first-degree murder, and commission of an act of terrorism, and the murders of Richard Clark and Allison Parker. So that's Ezekiel Kelly, a shooter in Memphis, but that is not the Nashville shooter that we originally started talking about. Yeah, again, there's been I think 3 mass shootings in between Memphis and Nashville, but inside of Tennessee, for sure, it looks like. But my street correspondent, A-Dog, is digging that up. And yeah, we'll break some more when we find some more out about it. But yeah, look at my first post. He actually was sitting aggravated robbery. I'll be pulling up at the house in 2 minutes. Yeah, I thought I did aggravated robbery. He actually had the city in a chokehold, literally moving through parts of
it. I remember something like, how long
okay.
was that, did he say?
No, but it says
it's gotta be recent. It's gotta be
looks like March the 2nd.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Ugly. The DA is pushing for the death penalty for Ezekiel Kelly. Woo! Lord have mercy.
Boy.
Brother. It was not worth it.
It was
not worth it, brother.
This was a home invasion, a robbery, right? He said,
that's what it sounds like, a home invasion.
Yeah. Somebody trying to get what somebody else got.
Just crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, we'll throw more information on that as it comes in. But what I do have next is, I don't know if you've seen, but the SEC, that's the Securities Exchange Commission, they have charged Soulja Boy, Lindsay Lohan, Jake Paul, and more in illegal crypto scheming. Yeah, that's pretty rough, man.
You get more time when you mess with that money and that crypto than you do when you kill somebody, you know?
Yeah.
They will give you more time when you mess with currency than you do when you kill somebody.
And the way it sounds like it sounds like they're doing a number on them in relation to probably dealing with NFTs.
Yeah.
NFTs, if you don't know what they are, they're non-fungible tokens. And a non-fungible token is a picture that is taken and made into like a digital, it's a picture taken and made into a digital format where it can be sold and passed around between owners of different different kind of owners.
You call it like intellectual property. That's what that is. No?
It can be, but it can also be photography. It can also be photography. So yeah.
I always heard the phrase intellectual property. Protect your intellectual property.
Yeah, man. So yeah, the Securities and Exchange Commission's announced charges Wednesday against actor Lindsay Lohan, boxer Jake Paul, and a group of rappers, R&B stars like Soulja Boy, Akon is in there, Lil Yachty. They are all being charged for allegedly promoting cryptocurrencies without disclosing the fact that they were being paid to do so. Wow.
Akon, you're gonna mess
wow.
Get locked up.
Man.
Bro.
Man. That's sad. And as a part of the ongoing crackdown on entertainers endorsing crypto without disclosing it to their fans, the SEC charged 8 celebrities, including DeAndre Cortez Way, better known as rapper Soulja Boy. Okay, so we said all them. The others are Neo.
Neo, 1 in a million. Neo?
Yep, he's in there. Yep.
Wow.
And yeah, the rest we've named, but yep, Neo was the one we didn't.
Right.
For violating the Federal Securities Act by illegally touting cryptocurrencies and BitTorrent without disclosing the fact that they were being compensated for it.
You up there with that Rick about that.
Yeah, so that's ugly, man. When you're dealing with the Securities Exchange Commissions, if you don't know who they are, the SEC regulates the stock market, and they regulate banks as well. So when you make a mistake, like if you do insider trading, which is you get some information, that hasn't been announced or that isn't, public information, and that
you take it
and you utilize it. Yep.
You get paid for
and
it.
You make capital gains on it. They coming to get you. They're gonna snatch you up.
Boy, take your hopes, your dreams,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Don't mess around with bank fraud. Don't mess around with don't mess around with that crypto. That's some money that I don't understand it. That's money, that's not stable. That has no laws, no rules, no backing, and you're out there. You know.
It's changing the game, but at the same time, it's a struggle because of all of the cryptocurrencies that are in the market right now.
Right.
So it's saturated, but you got cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin that is stabilizing entire communities. Like I know of a Hispanic community that uses like Bitcoin, like they use credit cards and EBT. So yeah, man, Bitcoin I think for sure is here to stay, but all these other little cryptos and NFTs, I can't really call that, and they have since devalued over the last year so much, very significantly, especially when you're talking about Ethereum and man, just all these other little cryptos.
Little crap that I don't mess with.
Yeah,
like I don't know about
it just I lost significantly gambling with cryptos this last year, and
see, that's the key word, gambling.
Gambling, yeah, because it's a gamble. It's a gamble. Unless you're gonna invest in Bitcoin, which I believe is always gonna do its thing. The other cryptos, yeah, I cannot and will not speak for whatsoever. I will not represent them. None of them outside of Bitcoin have shown and proven, that they are a worthy currency. So. But yeah, be careful, man, because now these guys got to deal with that's a new case. That's federal. That ain't just county. That ain't city. That's feds. That's right. That's FBI and them.
CIA.
Yep.
You're messing with currency. You're shaking a foundation. They're coming against you.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, man. Bounce back to the comments. A-Dog said that happened last year. It was his friend. They all get a big dummy today. Good afternoon. Okay, he's talking to auntie or mom on the thread. Yeah, man. Crazy, man. Crazy, dude. Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, stick around. Give me about 2 ticks in a real quick. And I'll be right back in a second with some sports from you know who. You know what I'm saying? Rappers, producers, hip-hop entertainers. Hit up CWK Promotions for any of your management needs. Promotions, booking, studio sessions, feature help, models for your music videos, and much more. Hit up Chris Kleiss with CWK Promotions. Booking from 15 to 30% cheaper. Models, $50 to $500 for your videos. Promotions of any kind. Studio sessions ranging from $35 to $175. And features from $10,000 to $250K. Hit up CWK Promotions now. I'ma stay fresh with Kicks Casserole. Cop the latest with Kicks Casserole. Nothing less than Kicks Casserole. I'm at my best with Kicks Casserole. I'ma stay fresh with Kicks Casserole. Cop the latest with Kicks Casserole. Nothing less than Kicks Casserole. I'm at my best with Kicks Casserole. Look, nigga, I'm dumb fly. Every time the sun rise, murder classrooms with my fresh since junior high. Fucking up the cafeteria, Columbia 11 highs. Chicks cutting hella eyes while I move with a smooth stride. North Carolina from head to toe, freshest that you know, and that remains from then on into tomorrow. So I'ma stay getting figures, macking bitches, getting bigger, and fresh from head to toe with Kicks Casserole.
Slow roller, but Martinez doesn't run well. Jeter up with it. Starts spreading the news. New York, New York.
then that's Ty Cobb. Then I think. What up, y'all? We are back, and you
back.
You know the segment.
It's sports. It's perfect.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Well, let me show you what's going on. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Well, our sports landscape looks like this. We've already went through our March Madness and the tournament. We're down to the Final Four. We have 3 teams that have never been there before in Connecticut. So this is kind of a thing where it's anybody's ball game. I'm not a big college basketball fan. I kind of started, but we do have San Diego State.
Mm-hmm.
We had Miami. We had Kentucky, and we have one more that I can't remember. But that game is going on this week, and also we have the ladies' final four. They play. I think it's Kentucky and South Carolina. The Gamecocks, the Lady Gamecocks of South Carolina. They're going in for. They're really good. You got to check that game out. We're also winding down the NBA. NBA is coming down. The regular season is coming down to an end. Yes.
Okay.
So now we go into the playoffs. Now we don't know about our Lakers. We don't know. We got Boston in the East. Number 1, probably Memphis or in the West. So now it's going to take. We'll probably get a champion in basketball in June because it takes 2 months for the crown a champion. You know? So that's coming up, and starting Thursday, the MLB heats up. We got Major League Baseball coming Thursday.
Sir.
So any TV near you, if you got a baseball team in your city, your TV's gonna be clouded with Major League Baseball. The Yankees play the Giants on Thursday. If you're a New York fan, if you're a New York fan, this is the one time this year where New York City is all abuzz because the Yankees and Mets are looking good. They're starting out. The Knicks and the Nets might make the playoffs. The hockey teams might make the playoffs. So 5 teams in New York are going to go into the playoffs pretty much. So New York is all of us, and they're going to be in the mix until we lose. So everybody's all excited about that. Nobody's really got any trouble sports-wise. After Jabba got back, and he's been playing. But we were upset because everybody's fighting about the MVP. Some people say it should be the Joker from Minnesota or Joel Embiid from Philadelphia. And we were going to see the game last night, but of course, Joel Embiid didn't play. So it looks like the Joker is going to get it because he's more consistent. He's played more games. I think Joel Embiid from Philadelphia probably did a low management, so he was taking days off. This goes back to Popovich, back with the Spurs.
Greg Popovich,
the world fan coach. He started letting guys take days off. He wanted to get everybody. So now it's a league-wide thing, and it's a shame. If you go to a game, say you go to your local NBA sporting event, and you go down there, you go to see the Lakers and whoever, and LeBron's taking the day off. It's not right. It's like you paid all this money for the NBA ticket, and these guys are taking low measure, taking days off and stuff. This is why I really have a problem with the NBA. We should make them all play. You pay that money, that is money for a ticket. You guys know how much a ticket is for the NBA.
Yeah,
it's not cheap. And I figure if I'm paying all that money, I want to see all I came to see. I want to see LeBron. I want to see the Joker. I want to see, Tatum or all these guys. It's true. That's the one thing about college basketball. These guys play for the love of the game. They go out there. This one, when you watch this Final Four start this week, and not too many people took the challenge. There was a challenge, a bracket challenge, and I think they said out of 20 million people, I think they said about 6-7 people got down to the Final Four, guessed it right. It was one woman that guessed the Final Four right. She made us up a cool $2-3 million.
Really?
Just from guessing it, yes.
Damn.
Yes. Because the tournament is so iffy because you got the 16th seed taking down the number 1 seed. You got the 5 seed losing to the 4 seed. You got, so it's a roll of the dice. But I don't know how this woman was able. There's a few of them. There was one that was able to pull the Final Four out. She won a couple of $1 million just for playing the game. Good luck to her. Good luck to her. And also we have We're still going on about the football, the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
We're still trying to get Aaron Rodgers into New York. He's supposed to be a Jets, jet. But, he's the Jets didn't want to give up a first-round pick for him. The Green Bay Packers wanted a first-round pick.
Why he want to go to a trash bag place like that?
No, he want all his friends on. He's getting Odell Beckham. He's getting all his own. If you're a friend of Aaron Rodgers, he's gonna get you on the team. He's going for the comfort zone. So, and the New York Jets are bending over backwards. They want Aaron Rodgers because they know he makes them relevant. If he gets on your team, you're definitely gonna at least make the playoffs, if not win it all.
Ain't they about as trash bag as the Colts though?
No.
Not as trash. Yeah, I understand.
They got a little bit more. They got, and they did good last year. They went 7-9, which is better than 3 whatever. But the Jets are trying to make it happen, but they're waiting it out. Everybody's saying the Colts might get Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
That's what we're hitting. But we need a Lamar Jackson out here, a running, throwing quarterback.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. That's what everybody's saying. But we had the number 4 pick in the draft. So either we're going to go get a new quarterback or try to see if we can get Lamar Jackson. I like to get some feedback on you guys. What do you think about Lamar? What's he doing to himself? He already told the Ravens he don't want to play for him no more. So he's a free. He pretty much made himself a free agent. Atlanta needs a quarterback. The Colts need a quarterback. The Jets are trying to get Aaron Rodgers. So we're all working on that. Who else is going on? Crazy. Sports is just now at the time where the boys from summer is coming back. Like I said, starting.
Yeah.
If you're a big baseball fan, if you love the game of baseball, they put a bunch of new rules in to speed the game up because baseball used to be American pastime in the 60s, the 70s, part of the 80s. But then the big man NFL came in and took it over and said, we are number one. And I mean, when you're in the NFL, which I don't understand, you have a license to print money. They are laying people off. And you figure your tech companies are laying people off. Walmart's laying people off.
Dang.
But the NFL's got more money than God. They should not be laying people off. They're laying off people with NFL films. They're laying off.
Really?
Roger Goodell, the commissioner, just got an extension on his contract, $64 million over 3 years. $64 million. But you're firing people. The one organization that makes a multi-billion dollar organization and laying people off. People are shaking their heads about that.
Mike Culver doing good. He got a job with NFL Films.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Go, Mike.
Forget you, Mike Culver.
He's probably doing Hard Knocks. He probably doing
Forget you.
Knocks. He's probably doing Hard Knocks.
Boom.
Yeah, he's probably doing the Bills for Hard Knocks.
No, he did the Detroit Lions NFL Films. Mike, if you still there, okay, Mike says Lamar would be big for us.
Yes.
It's going to take a lot of money,
Yes.
but can he stay healthy?
Can he stay healthy?
Lamar who?
Lamar Jackson. He was a Baltimore Raven. He was
he's a quarterback?
Quarterback. MVP. I think he a brother.
What's his first year, second year?
No, this is he's 34. He's been hurt, but he missed a few games the last.
Why they want to buy somebody hurt? That's what killed me about the Colts. It's like they want to buy wrecked cars.
He was hurt. He was hurt for the Ravens, but he missed a lot of games. That's why he's trying to get this guaranteed money. They want to give him $133 million.
They want to give him $133 million.
Yes, the Baltimore Ravens.
Did he take them to any AFC or champion?
No, because of this guy and the Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson got $250 million guaranteed. He wants the guaranteed money, but he's been hurt. He's been hurt for the past 6 years. He played maybe 6-7 games a season. They're like, well, we don't see ourselves giving you that much money, So, but the coach can snatch him up. The coach, we would be so much more. He would make.
So he want how much again? Just to make sure I got this right. 100.
He was $50 million a year.
$50 million a year, yeah. And he ain't won no AFCs. No.
He's been an MVP. He's been, he makes you legitimate. When you got him on your team, he makes you legitimate. You know you have a chance because He might sit out this year. Everybody's thinking he might just sit out.
But if that's the case, then why come he ain't even produced like a conference championship?
Because he has no representation. This guy
no squad, like no team,
no representation, no lawyer. He no what they call it. They call it the guy that was no. He's got nobody looking out for his interest. He's got his mom looking at his contract. I mean, I love mom.
But what that got to do with the dudes on the field, man?
The dudes on the field?
Yeah, like he ain't got no conference championship with where he come. So why are we giving him $50 million?
Well, that's what he wants. That's not saying what we gonna give him. That's what he wants. That's what he wants Baltimore to pay him. Baltimore said, "Oh no, we'll give you 130." They want to franchise tag him. They want to put a tag on him where he's only going to get 31 million, 32 million, for a year. And then, if somebody bids for him, the Ravens have a chance to beat the price, or it's crazy. This is just one thing that all football fans are shaking their heads about, because this guy is a high of a quarterback, and everybody keeps saying he ought to go to Atlanta, he ought to go to the Colts.
You see, this is the kind of nastiness, doo-doo water, funk house expulsion, raised garbage, waste management, trash bag situation.
But they gave the pervert. They gave the pervert, the guy who couldn't keep his towel on. It was who had 30, 40 women suing him.
Yeah, but he had some number work behind him.
Yes, but he was a baller. He's a baller. That's why they paid for him. That's why the Cleveland Browns paid for this guy, because he's a baller.
Colts always want to go get a no name brand type of, just a whole bunch of generic guys on the field. You might as well put Johnson on everybody's jersey. Johnson throws to Johnson. Yeah. Johnson, go, scores, Johnson. There's a bunch of Johnsons out there, man. Who are they?
And then Ezekiel Elliott is going to a Cowboy fan. He's talking about becoming a Patriot, I think. I think he wants to become a Patriot. He wants to lead the Dallas Cowboys because everybody's figured he's washed up. Running backs don't they don't.
Hey, man, hold on. Hey, let me get to these comments, man, because people was in here wilding out, including my own mother, man. My own mother. Hold on. Now, wait a minute, man. She said, Colts. What did you say, Omega? With my mom, mom is a different story.
Yeah. She's a diehard.
I try, but I'll say this, man. I'll put mom aside, but to everybody else that's a Colts fan, they trash, man. They trash.
The JV squad going on it. You didn't say nothing when Peyton Manning was here putting the damn thing down, though.
Mama, they trash. I'm sorry.
Mama, they are not trash.
I love you, little lady.
When
hey,
the boy was here, the one that quit, when he was here,
she said, Omega, really? I love you, little lady.
Get him, mama. Get him.
Oh, no. Then Pat said it best, man. Right. He said Peyton Manning needs to come back. Man, why did they even send him away? Everybody they send away goes and gets a ring.
Oh, yeah. Everybody goes and gets big. I watch teams. That guy used to play for the Colts. And he's making big plays in New England. That was a Colt. That was a former Colt. That was that's the business of the football game. They can only keep you for so long, and then when your contract runs up, somebody else, you got to go on where the money is. But
I would like to offer the Colts some of these nuts. You can have all kinds. It's all kinds in here too. Any Colts players watching? Cashews, peanut, yeah. I would love to offer the Colts these
brutal. nuts. Brutal. Get off the Colts.
I'm sorry.
See what you did? You invited this.
Sorry.
It's an era of people. Guess what? Colts are gonna get it right this year, Mama. Mama tell
Hold
me,
on,
we gonna get it right.
look at this. Hold on, man, because folks is going crazy. A Dog says
Hey,
because he's a garbage Cowgirls fan. Yeah, man, I'm Cowboys. So I'm gonna let y'all know, man. I'm Cowboys, man. I'm riding with Cow. Hey, man, Dak, what's up, Dak Prescott? Hey, be right. We Cowboy. Only time you'll see me do this is when it's concerning some Cowboy bitch. I done turned into a Cowboy. I found my team. Tell my pops, I found a team. I didn't have no team for you. You know that. I found my team. Man, the Colts was in the playoffs and they almost was. Hey, I ain't got to say nothing because y'all saw y'all not the Colts, the Cowboys. Y'all saw what they did. You know,
fell right on their face.
Yeah.
We got to do coach. We got to do head coach. We gonna get quarterback.
The Colts? Yeah, they that's all they fire the coach and the quarterback every year.
Yeah. No,
basically.
Matt Ryan's son, Matty Ice, he couldn't get the ball down the field. We gonna get one that's gonna get the ball down the field. It's gonna enhance this offense. That's gonna be coach football. Me and Mama are gonna be proud. We're gonna be laughing at you. Ain't that right, Mama?
Man, they said Andrew Luck was the future. They was like, Andrew Luck. Hold on. Who just said something? I thought I seen and then Mike Culver chimes in. Somebody said something about Andrew Luck. He said, the dude's a beast. This is his 6th year. Dude is solid, though. Colts need to figure their shit out bad. But NFL films, I have worked on HBO. Hard Knocks. Peyton's Places. Yeah. And Hey Rookie, a football with life. Dang, so he done done 3. Mike Culver's worked on 3. But I watched he's doing good. That's my boy, man. But I saw the NFL films, the HBO Hard Knocks with the Detroit Lions. That's the one I seen. It's Detroit Lions and Colts, is it, Mike? I think. It's Detroit Lions versus Colts, or they played something like that. But yeah, it's on HBO. If you get a chance, watch my man's NFL films on the HBO. You can find it on HBO. HBO Max is where I watched it at. HBO Max. Yes, Mike Culver's name is in the credits. Yeah, I seen him. I didn't watch to the credits that episode, but he has taken a screenshot and posted it on social media and like pointed at his name in the credits. So, Colver is in there. Yeah. And then he goes on and he says Andrew Luck is why we sent Peyton away. Yeah. It was smart, man. Come on, Mike, man.
The boy had a bad neck.
Come on, Mike, man.
He was taking sports. He was taking PEDs. He had to send to his wife before they caught him.
Mike, you're not supposed to say.
Yeah, he got caught. So we sent him to Denver. We let him go out in the blaze of glory. We didn't want him to see,
He got a ring after. I don't understand.
See, but you got to catch. You can't catch a falling star like that. He was falling. He was coming off the gate. And plus in Denver, the air is locked in. He can throw that ball a lot easier. They're above sea level out there, or below, above. Yeah, they're above. They're mile high. So the ball carries a lot easier, not like it does here.
When it comes to the Colts, you know what I think about? I think about a man getting a gun. That's what I think about, a man in a suit blowing his head. He must have been an executive up in the front office. That's just what my mind sees when I think about the Colts.
The only way you have an NFL team and A-Dog and everybody else can speak this. You're only relevant in this country if you have an NFL team in your town. If you don't have an NFL team in your town, you're a small market. And anybody that's a football fan, there's only 32 of them. There's only 32 relevant cities in this country. Those that have a football team. Back me if I'm right, people. If you are relevant, people, you are on the forefront. If you might not be a contender, but as long as you got an NFL team, you are relevant.
Look at A-Dog. I'll trash talk for my man. Go on, man. Hey, man, I love A-Dog to death, man. He talking about trash talk to me. Hey, man. But I'm sorry, man, A-Dog. The Giants is trash, man. I'm sorry. But they trash, man. The Giants trash. They been trash, man. Yeah, man.
They wait till we get Mr. the Jets, Mr. Aaron and the Jets. You ain't, my man gonna be tossing jets out there. Boy, gonna be coming up there grabbing jumbo jets and running into the end zone with him.
Trash.
Boy. Aaron and it. We have Benny in the Jet. We had Joe in the Jets. Now we're gonna have Aaron in the Jets. I don't know about our Giants, but our Giants are looking good. We're gonna keep Saquon Barkley. We got our running back. We got our quarterback of the future. They're giving him 40-50 million. You know, the Giants. So they can look it up for New York in the first time. And the Yankees, like I said, the Yankees and Mets, they play Thursday. Baseball's back. A-Dog, I don't know if you're a baseball fan. Let me know. Mom, I don't know if you're a baseball fan. Any baseball fans out there? Anybody love the baseball? Let me know.
Let them know, you guys in the chats. Any baseball lovers out there?
Comments about baseball. You know. We also have XFL coming up. Well, there's another football league starting up in April. It's the XFL or WF. I don't know. Something. Yeah. I don't watch that crap. But that's coming up. We also have NASCAR. So let's tell you, we got baseball starting. We got basketball. We got hockey going to the playoffs.
A-Dog is on here going ham, man. What did he say? A-Dog said Peyton Manning was one hit from a wheelchair.
Wow. Man. Thank you, A-Dog. All right.
The same thing they do every year. Scream this out this year. You got mom on here talking about that's right, wrong. I'm like, man, Colts is trash, man. They trash.
Bob, they gonna fix it. If we go for Jackson or get a new quarterback, we gonna what? My man Omega is gonna eat those. He might have to eat this hat.
I heard the Colts equipment and jerseys was made out of recycled garbage. Let me know if the rumor is true. I heard that they are working with Ray's garbage and waste management, and they are using the materials from dumps and garbage sites to create jerseys, pads, and more.
Recycle. Another man's trash, another man's trash.
Hold on, and then I'm going to reach back because somebody else said something, and I ain't going to let them slide. I believe it was Missy Thomas. She said, why you always coming for the Colts?
Yeah.
I'm not even a real fan, but damn. Right. Hey, listen, man, Missy Thomas is a very near dear friend of mine. But I mean, look, you can go sit yourself down too. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you remain seated. I'm gonna tell you in Spanish, siéntate. You know what I'm saying?
Don't worry, Melissa. Don't worry. Coach is gonna get it right this time. We got rid of the old regime. We got a new regime in. I ain't thinking that's a good thing. Once we get this quarterback situation now, after the draft, so everybody needs to pay attention up till and after the draft because I think everything is going to fall into place. We'll know one way or the other because everybody, even the national media, say the coach is going to get Lamar. The coach is going to get Lamar.
Yeah.
Maybe Jim Hurt say, "Well, take that money and put it into Lamar." But it won't. I can't see him getting $250 million like the old boy. Deshaun Watson just don't get hurt. He can't keep it in his pants, but he just don't get hurt.
Yeah.
This guy is a running quarterback. This guy. He meets the opposition head on. He will crash into you before you crash into him. He's that kind of guy. Now, if he was a pure pocket passer like Peyton or Andrew Luck, that's why Andrew Luck left. He got tired of getting beat up. The Colts couldn't protect him. He didn't have an O-line. That's why. Peyton figured out some tricks along the train. He figured out how to get up there and do all that Jerry Ackley and stuff. And was able, we saw greatness in Indianapolis. New England had Tom Brady, but we had greatness here.
Damn, man.
And brought home a championship.
Yeah, and they sent him on the way.
That's the business of football.
Lucky I ain't Peyton. If I was Peyton, I'm going to take the Children's Hospital with me. I'm taking it to Denver. Y'all want to get rid of me? Well, tell them kids they need to get their shit out. Tell them get all them crippled kids. Tell them get their shit out. I'm taking my hospital to Denver. Trash bags. Oh my God.
But that's an entrepreneur. His wife owns She's a team in Nashville. She owns a soccer team, or his wife owns that.
Does she?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She owns something in Nashville.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They are entrepreneurs. Yes, they are.
Listen to this. Bless her heart. She says the Colts is gonna win one day.
Yeah.
One day. Someday.
No, we're gonna win a few days lately. We just gotta get our situation. They're working on it. We wasn't trying to get Aaron Rodgers. We want the next best thing. We want Lamar Jackson. But we ain't gonna pay him to the nose because you got to show me.
Look what they.
I'll give you $130 million. You only played 6 games? Get the heck out of here. You know?
I'm just saying, look what they done did to my moms, man.
They turned your mom into a real fan.
Hey, it's all good though.
Hey, better a Colts fan than a Cowboy fan. I love you, Mom. I love you. You didn't appear to the pressure and bow to the Cowboy fan, Mom. I don't know about Papa Dad. I don't know if Dad's a Cowboy fan or a Colts fan. But you didn't bow.
Pops like the Cowboys. That ain't his team, but he got respect for it. I'm sure he do. I know my pops, man.
Papa Dad, who's your team? You let us know.
Cowboys is one of them. He respects them.
Yeah.
Hold on. A-Dog said Rome. He gonna have to eat that whole can of nuts.
Yes, he is. And cashew, water, acorns. Let's get some acorns. Get us some acorn nuts on that. With extra butter.
And he comes back and says, "Yeah, Lamar is good, no lie, but he's asking too much for him not to really be on the field." Right. Colts gonna give it to him.
You think so?
Colts, they'll come up with the $50 million. They'll come up with it.
But he got to play more than 6 games. He's just so prone to getting hurt. That's why everybody's so leery about him. He's so prone to get hurt. And to sink all that money into a boy that's just going to get hurt.
Oh, Irsay will figure it out. Yeah. Irsay, he'll get drunk one night.
I see him getting 40-41 if they get him. He's going to get God. Aaron Rodgers, if he stays in Green Bay, he's scheduled to get $60 million this year if he stays in Green Bay.
Them dudes need to draft somebody from IUPUI. They need to draft somebody from IU Bloomington. Quit spending y'all budget on folks that's broke down and has-beens and folks that's just tired. You know.
I don't know about everybody else out there in the sports. I don't even pay attention to the combine anymore because the combine usually is in Indianapolis where these guys come out in t-shirts and shorts and they're throwing the ball and they're doing all their flexing and lifting and all that crap. I don't have no time for that. I'm a basic man. I want to see movement. I want to draft. I don't believe in pro days because that's all about lighting and setting. Mike Colby can tell you about pro days. You're getting a quarterback in the perfect light, the perfect setting, and the perfect filters. Just have him throw that ball. That's all just for the show. Show me the real game. Show me the draft and put him on the field. So from this day forward, I don't listen to the combine. I don't listen to pro days. All these guys, all these big, top-notch guys got pro days where they go out there and they show their wares, they show their talents, they throw the people.
I think the combine is too much like slavery.
Oh, really?
It reminds me of slave auctions.
Yes.
When they was
out there for sale.
When they was taking big bucks and met and standing them up next to regular male slaves and this big buck right here, he can lift 300 pounds or this and that.
This guy can jump the highest.
That's what the combine remind me of. Remind me of something on the plantation. That's just what my mind is. I'm sorry.
They need to get ready because it's all for the show. It's just another ticket for the NBA to make money.
Yeah.
But when I heard Roger Goodell going to make, he already got a private use of a plane. This guy's got more money than God. They're giving him $64 million. And then, he's about to be 70 years old. So they're talking about, who wants to be the next NFL commissioner? Miss Dr. Condoleezza Rice. She wants to be Dr. Condoleezza Rice wants to be the next NFL commissioner. But they won't hire her. They'll hire from within. They'll hire his lackey.
What's the qualifications to?
You have to have a knowledge of business. You have to know how to run a corporation. She's got all. This is Condoleezza Rice.
Football?
Yes, that's what she wanted. She wants to be the next commissioner, the first black female commissioner at that. Yes, Dr. Rice wants that. And I ain't mad at it. If she can get it, although she's muscling into a white man's sport, every commissioner up until this point has been white. They ain't gonna bow. They ain't gonna cow. The owners ain't gonna have it. There's 32 owners. They are not gonna have it.
You heard it.
They're beating in Arizona right now. Shout out to Stephanie Weiss. You go down there and say hi to the owners for us. They're beating out there in Arizona, talking over the rules and things.
Yeah. Condolingus Rice, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it.
Condoleezza.
You heard it.
She wants to be the next commissioner. She's been lobbying for it for years, but she ain't been able to get in.
I call her Condolingus.
Condolingus.
Yeah, because of the way that she acted when them buildings started to blow up down there during 9/11. She had some inside information she was hiding. So
really, Connie?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Oh yeah. So Dave Chappelle called her Condolingus. I refer to her as Condolingus as well. Yeah, Condolingus Rice. Yeah. So, but yeah, one thing I can say is it'll be good to see, a black lady do that.
If she gets it.
I just hope she, has everything it takes,
It needs a touch of something. When these boys get out of control, want to beat up and rape these women and carry on. And,
Yeah.
Oh, also, now let's go to the next episode here before I finish up my sports, because I know it's coming through it. There's a guy. I don't know any of you Kansas City Chief fans out there. Listen to this. There's a guy. He was the ultimate Kansas City Chief fan. He dresses up for the game in a wolf suit, which I don't understand. He's got he dresses in a wolf suit. He has a Kansas City Chief T-shirt and Kansas City Chief boxer in a wolf shirt. If you watch the playoffs, if you watch the championship, you see him in the stands. He's supposed to be. They call him Chiefaholic.
Who is this?
This is the guy.
Just a
fan.
Okay.
A super fan.
Okay.
He dresses up. He puts on a wolf head, wolf costume, and he wears a Kansas City Chief T-shirt and Kansas City Chief boxer. He's at every game and stuff. The brother is on the run. He robbed the bank in Oklahoma City. They're looking for him now.
Really?
They're looking for him.
Okay.
Yeah. He's I think he's a brother. I don't know. I'm totally blind. I don't see skin color, but I know he's a wolf. And I don't understand what the wolf has to do with the Kansas City Chiefs. But yes, if you go back to the old Super Bowl last year, you go see they call him Chiefaholic. He dresses a wolf, but he wound up turning around, going to Oklahoma City and robbing the bank. And so they're looking for him. He's on the lam. There's a wolf on the lam right now. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Another one is Aaron Hernandez. If you don't remember Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, he played for the Patriots.
For the Patriots. He was a murderer.
Yeah.
Gang member.
Yeah.
His brother, Dennis Hernandez, got in trouble because he went up to Briscoe, where ESPN is based, at Briscoe, Connecticut, the worldwide leaders, what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
They have all glass buildings. This man took a brick. It ran up, busted out the windows with a note on it saying, you don't know what your media has done to my family, this, that, the other thing. And I think they arrested him for vandalism and destroying property and stuff because of his brother, Aaron Hernandez.
What's his name again?
Dennis Hernandez.
Dennis Hernandez. Your brother did that to your family, man.
Yes. But he's saying that the media is still making him pay for it to this very day. That the media has attacked his family, attacked his sisters, his mother. They can't go out the house.
I mean, it's one of the worst stories ever told in sports. And I mean, in humankind. Like, I researched it, and it's terrible. Like,
he just busted this one. He threw a brick to this place a couple of days.
I mean, researched his brother Aaron.
Yeah. He was a bad boy. He was not.
Yeah, your brother did that, himself.
I mean, it could be concussion protocol or what have you, but he's off the chain. This guy.
Yeah. The trash bag decision, man. Aaron Hernandez. God rest his soul. He was a trash bag guy.
The brother is being, inflicted on the family.
Mm-hmm.
The family's got to pay for this asshole.
Yeah.
My friend.
All I can say is, when you carry your family's name, beware and be careful. You know what I'm saying?
Say it was a concussion. The guy got hit in the head too much. Blah 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 blah.
Who? Aaron Hernandez?
Aaron Hernandez. Yeah.
No.
Yes. They say football messed him up.
No.
He was. No, I think he was on that happy.
Yeah, he was on some wannabe gangster stuff.
Yeah, before he got.
Yeah, like absolutely.
Well, those are the two stories that we followed, especially the guy, like I said, the guy who's the ultimate fan, Chief Mahalik. If you get a chance to rewind and check the Super Bowl out, you can find him. And now he's a bank robber and he's on the land.
Okay. Yeah. Keep that in mind and just be careful, boy. Yeah. Shoot.
And that's sports with Mr. Murphy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sports. Sports with Mr. Murphy.
Throw up the hands.
Sports, ladies and gentlemen.
Mama, I'm with you. I'm a Colts fan.
Yeah. A-Dog says he's asking for more than $50 million. He just turned down 133 from the Ravens.
Right.
How much?
Though. He wasn't guaranteed. They're not gonna give him guaranteed money because he's hurt.
How much for that doggy in the window? Commissioner primary responsibility is to protect the integrity of the game and make it safer. Yes. Hence the NFL Shield logo.
Yes, that's right. No disrespect to Shield.
That's how he was making it to every game. He was robbing banks. Wow.
Robbing banks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. But that's my sports. So beware. You got Final Four, men's and women. You got baseball. You got basketball winding down. Everybody's seated. You getting ready to go to the playoffs. So it's gonna be an exciting months coming up.
You got yourself a cheerleader, man. Yeah, somebody on here. Okay, Rome. Fans of the Colts for life.
Mom.
Yeah. We go.
Mom, if they get Lamar Jackson, Mom, you and I are going to a Colts game, Mom. You and I are going to a Colts game. We're gonna get a box. We're gonna sit there and rub it and don't make it think. What's that?
It's just that's like a crow in the middle of the desert waiting for a dead body to drop.
They were all made it cold. He was correct. I dare you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, Mom. Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Mom. We gonna do it this year, Mom. We gonna do it, Mom. Yeah, go Colts.
Can't leave Pops. Man, Pops is a Colts fan.
Pops in?
Yeah, I respect the Colts.
Mom and Dad, show us your horseshoes.
If Pops is a Colts fan, I can find find some respect somewhere look in the drawer behind me.
Me and Mom
find some respect somewhere.
Me and Mom gonna have horseshoes. That's right. Show us your horseshoes. That's right.
Look at Pat talking about go Colts. Hey, Pat, man, you ain't watched a football game, man, since about 1997, man. What you talking about, man? Come on, man.
Have you ever been to the RC with a hooky dog, Pat? Have you ever been to the domes when they were down here, Pat?
I wonder if he's been, man. Gonna have to get my boy there if he ain't. Yeah, that's my guy, man. Good to see you here, Pat, man.
Man, Pat, you.
That's big. That's big for me, Pimp.
I never thought I'd say today.
Big for me. So, thank y'all, man. That was sports with the GOAT.
Yo,
Mr. Murphy.
Hey, we got sports coming, people. Okay, let's stay tuned. Let's stay on. Let's pay attention to that draft. Let's get on.
Yep. Yeah.
God bless football, baby.
God bless football.
God bless football. God love basketball.
We'll be back in quick ticks, y'all.
What it hitting for?
I'ma tell the truth, you might like it or not. We gon' call this demonstration some food for thought. Little red Corvette, you burn it high. If you don't respect yourself, then why should I? Food for thought, 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 food for thought. I'ma tell attention. Constantly keep a funky kitten in a nappy kitchen. How could you act so sedity? Really? You should be happy a nigga even spoke to you, silly. It ain't like your history's clean. I know you shined a couple hundred knobs. You're beyond Listerine. You the type to pass the pussy out for free. A nigga ain't gotta put in work. You make it easy to ski. Rug burns on your knees. Silver fading off of your tongue green. You done went rounds, better yet miles. Young turnout by the tender age of 16. Skipping school to go home and do the damn thing. How could you really be proud of yourself? Ain't hit the clinic up in years, you need to check on your health. Spreading STDs like rumors. Your light skin, fat ass don't fool a nigga like me. I see through you, yes.
I'ma tell the truth, you might like it or not. We gon' call this demonstration some food for thought. Little red Corvette, you burning it hot. If you don't respect yourself, then why should I? Food for thought, 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 food for thought. I'ma tell the truth, you might like it or not. We gon' call this demonstration food for
Exchanging the
thought.
pussy for goods and services. Guess that's just how you barter. I hope that bag of weed was worth it, cause by the time you use yourself up and get through twerking it, your pussy's gonna be so loose you could fit a Suburban in it. Use a hooker, not a classy lady. Shit, if you got pregnant, it'd be Rosemary's Baby, foaming with rabies. And everybody that you fuck with knows that you shady. Fucking everything from trifling ass niggas to hoes in Hades. It isn't worth the risk. The pussy couldn't be that good. Another nymphomaniac whore that tries to act good. And by the way, if I took you back to the hideaway, it'd be a night. Cause I never give you the time of day. And you can take it how you wanna take it. Log into Instagram and shake it how you wanna shake it. From stripper pole to hitting the stroll, you do it all. But I just thought I'd take some time to give you food for thought. Yup.
I'ma tell the truth, you might like it or not. We gon' call this demonstration some food for thought. Little red Corvette, you burning it hot. If you don't respect yourself, then why should I? Food for thought, 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 food for thought. I'ma tell the truth, you might like it or not. We gon' call this demonstration food for thought.
Food for thought. Food for thought. So, what this particular section will be about is food for thought. And if you don't know what a thought is, and you know, excuse my elders, but a thought is a term that these young ladies of today call themselves, and it means that hoe over there. Thought. That's right, thought. So today, these girls like to refer to themselves as thoughts, and they act as such, and they do, you know, thoughts consist of doing, you know, goofy, money hungry, stupid things. Thoughts chase football players, basketball players, all athletes. Right. And that's what thoughts are. The song you hear in the background, by the way, is called Food for Thought, featuring my man Parlance. But oh, that's mine. I own that. We own that, rather. Yeah.
own that. I like that.
Yep. We own that. Yep. Pat owns a portion of that too. Yeah, that's Pat. Pat's on the second verse in there.
Big Pat.
That's right. Yeah. Parlance. Absolutely. I believe that. So the reason why we have this category today is because there's been a lot of thought-ish kind of stuff that's been happening. And, I just wanted to address these things because I don't want the young girls that are coming up today, whoever gets a hold of this video or whoever's watching, to think that this stuff is okay. When it comes to the thoughtism and the whole belief system and functionality of a thought, it seems to be an epidemic that is residing only with young Black girls. Now, there are thoughts of all colors and shapes and sizes, I'm sure, but Black girls are the ones who are prominent in it speaks for them. It speaks for their culture. Artists, or not artists, don't call her an artist, but women like Amber Rose that professes herself as a professional slut. And Amber Rose, that's what she calls herself. I don't call her that. I think Amber Rose may be mixed, so she the sister nonetheless.
I never say it.
Yeah, she was with Kanye before Kim Kardashian. But yeah, absolutely pass around. Thought so, but yeah, man. This week it's been a lot of thottery going on. I was gonna talk briefly in this section because these young ladies really don't deserve a lot of time at all. But I'd like to talk about pure ignorance. I think her name is Krishan Rock. If you don't know who Krishan Rock is, Krishan Rock is the young lady who is currently dating a rapper by the name of Blueface. Goofy looking chick, I mean, just keep not to knock her, but I mean, when she does what she does, she looks like a goofy looking chick, and everybody. And just to tell you, because so you know what she looks like. She's a light-skinned girl with a tattoo of his face on her neck. She's got like this little goofy bubble head, and she's very masculine. She's very just audacious and boisterous, and
she got man hands, don't she? She got man hands.
Yeah, she slaps and pushes him around, and he's like now the new domestic rapper. Like he's always in domestic stuff, and people find it funny, and it's not funny because this generation thinks domestic violence and all that kind of shit is funny, and it's in hip hop the way that it's exhibited. With her little goofy looking self. Constantly up to her goofy shenanigans, throwing chairs through walls, having her dad jump her man, or what if she didn't or didn't, her dad fighting her man. They're always doing a bunch of goofy, thought-ish kind of stuff. All right. So this segment was for you guys today. And Krishan Rock is actually someone who they've caught doing something tremendous. Caught smoking marijuana while she's public pregnant child. So she's smoking marijuana, and because these youngsters think we in this marijuana age, they think that it's cool, to smoke weed, to talk about weed on social media, to sell weed through social media by messages and other,
brother, let's go back to we got 50 selling weed, we got Snoop selling weed, we got
they're selling weed. They're selling
weed
weed through dispensaries,
right,
and they're selling it legally and professionally. These are folks we talking about that are selling weed that isn't out of dispensaries. That's street weed, but it's how they're selling it. They're getting on social media. They're exploiting themselves.
Right.
And I got to tell you guys, the feds and the local law enforcement,
right?
Facebook solves more crimes than the detectives nowadays. This is the least they've ever worked in their lives.
They don't have to leave the office. They can sit on the computer
and watch you. And watch your dumb ass.
Stop posting.
You telling on yourself.
Oh my God.
So here's what's funny about her situation. And yes, she did smoke. I did find a slow motion vid of her because it kind of happens so fast. You'll see her holding the blunt. She took a picture of her holding the blunt. You know what I mean? And they probably just man watching. There wasn't no police involved, but she's on tape. And the thing about this, like I asked a very close friend of mine that knows how the law works with these kind of things, and she said to me, oh well, because of weed and it being legal in different states, the challenge that'll face her now because she's on tape is when she has the children, if there's drugs in the children's system. So then if the children have drugs in a system, then CPS gets involved at birth. You talking about a child being put in the system on the day it was born.
Wow.
You got to be one stupid little thought chick to think that that's cool to be out in public smoking a blunt, whether you pregnant and it's legal wherever you at or not. You might as well just sign your fate, and that might be a case waiting for you. Once once you go ahead and get the little whatever it is up out of you.
Wow.
Yeah. So mark my word and remember this episode, because we very well could be watching Krishan Rock and the development of a case that hasn't happened yet, because she just did that on camera in front of people and got caught, and they already dealing with all kind of legal stuff with domestic violence. It was a fan.
Krishan Rock, no relation to Chris.
Absolutely not.
Thank God.
No.
Thank God.
Absolutely not.
Wow.
And she's related to a trash can.
Oh wow.
That's who she's related to.
A garbage receptacle.
That's right. And her cousins are trash bags. Hefty 6-sack. When you're a woman that doesn't have enough respect for your own body and for your own seed that you're cultivating in your stomach, you're trash. A woman's main innate responsibility. Innate means natural. Protecting that child by any means necessary. Yeah. So I can easily call her trash because I feel like that. And if she ever gets a hold of this and says whatever, she can call me whatever she wants to call me. But the fact of the matter is that's disgraceful. And because she is who she is. That's why I love you. I never heard of these rumors. Oh yeah, people that's all over social media every day, and that little girls idolize and follow. Yes, that's the whole thing. No, you don't. Yeah, no, get pregnant and smoke weed. You want to be better. You want to be like her. Get pregnant and smoke weed, and date a dude that you're gonna beat up all the time, right? And dare him to hit you so he can catch domestic charge, and then lose everything he got, and in turn both of y'all got. You a thought. God. So congratulations, Krishan Rock. You may have very well sealed your fate in that video. We'll check, but remember that segment, and remember that scenario. So still in the food for thought category, there were multiple women over the past day or so in this other city that was asked this question. They were asked, would you go on a date with Soulja Boy? And you know who Soulja Boy is. Okay. I don't know that song, but huh? That's Miss You by Soulja Boy. Okay, I'm gonna have to listen to that. Oh yeah. Then we on the phone. Yeah. See you when I get home. Yeah, okay. Kiss Me Through the Phone. Okay, yeah. That's right. See, I wouldn't even think, yep, Soulja Boy. Well, that was like 5-6 years ago. Right. Yeah. Which is these women's point right here. Yeah. So these women get asked this one question. They get asked, hey, would you take $250 in food stamps, or would you go on a dinner date with Soulja Boy? And here's what these young girls, the thoughts of today, had to say about that.
Food stamps or dinner with Soulja Boy?
Food stamps.
Food stamps? What the fuck?
250 food stamps.
250 food stamps. I'm gonna pick the food stamps only because Soulja Boy's not nobody. I can have dinner by myself. Food stamps.
The food stamps.
Food stamps. I don't give a fuck about that corny ass nigga. 250 in food stamps. I don't give a fuck about no Soulja Boy. 250 in food stamps.
Give me them food stamps. I can't make some chicken Alfredo.
I didn't do that Soulja Boy lean since I was 12. Give me them food stamps. I'm taking food stamps. Fuck that nigga. Who is that?
250 in food stamps.
250 in food stamps.
Food stamps. I could finesse 250K out of Soulja Boy. Fuck is you talking about? 250 in food stamps? Be for real.
Bitch, I'll take the food stamps. All right, 250 to food stamps. Food stamps. Soulja Boy, like he's not even relevant no more. Like, come on, let's next question.
One girl said, I can finesse 250,000 out of Soulja Boy. What 250K? Now she's got the wrong foot because she's saying I can get that much money out of him. But she poses the idea of, think about what you saying. You're talking about $250 in food stamps, which is in actuality is really $125. And you would rather take that than a date with a multi-millionaire young. We can argue he's a young music mogul with baggage. We don't know what he got going on. Which could be true. Yeah. But the guy is a multi-millionaire and has shown other youngsters behind him. He's influenced and changed the game forever, and has shown other youngsters behind him how they can be entrepreneurs and how they can get money on their own doing music.
I got one question, bro. What was his last hit? What was his last hit?
I don't remember, but I can tell you that I can tell you his last business venture.
What?
He had a game system that he had made. He released and distributed his own game system. Yeah. I don't know no rappers that have done that. He released and distributed his own game system just about a year or two ago. It may not be that popular, but I mean, he made his own game system and released.
Modern Warcraft, if it ain't what's the one the young boys like? Modern Warcraft, Halo.
Well, it ain't a game, but it's a whole system, like PlayStation 5 and like, but it ain't that, but it's the Soldier Boy system.
Wow.
He released his own game system.
Wow.
He's released. What else has he released? He's released. I want to say. His own headphones.
Guess what? I don't need that. Give me the food stamps. I'm with the girl. I'd rather eat to deal with them.
Lord have mercy.
I'm sorry.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm from the Bronx, and we want to eat in the Bronx. I'm sorry. Soldier Boy can go on and do what he do.
Ladies and gentlemen,
eat in the Bronx. Throw some meat on the grill.
Thoughts,
get a salad and something to drink, and let's sit down.
Thoughts may come in all shapes and sizes.
No.
Shit. Well,
hey dog, holler with me, you right. Would you rather have food stamps or say with Soldier Boy? Hold
on. It's wow, it kind of went crazy over here. Let me see.
Where's he from?
Hold on. No, people saying so it kind of went crazy. Man, look at Pat Go Coast. Man, come on, Pat, man. Anyway, man, come on. Man. Talking about Gold Coast. That's about 10, 12, 13 minutes ago. Man, come on, Pat, man. Trash, Pat, man. I'm gonna talk to you about that later, man.
Pat, you want to eat with Soldier Boy or you want your own food stamps, Pat? That's
all right.
Stay with the program, Pat.
All right, so hold on. 1997 was a year before the last Cowgirls win. That's Adrian talk, man. Anyway, man. I mean, y'all get up off of me, man. You know what I'm saying? Get up off of me.
Hit him, Adrian.
Dallas, big baby. Cowboys.
The star
hey,
we're risen for 20-something years.
Where be right at? Tell me right. I said Cowboys. Cowboys.
Adrian,
hold on. All right, so hold on. Cuz I have a great question for you with that. What do you think of Blueface and his girl, Krishan Rock? Okay, so I'm getting to the questions late, but yeah, I practically kind of answered that question. I'm just getting to you late, brother. But yeah, man, she's terrible, and she's a young girl that's just out here lost.
How old do you think she is? She's probably a teenager.
I didn't look up her age, but I believe she's probably in her early 20s. Yeah, and damn, I was just talking about that. That's too. Adrian said he was just talking about this, and be right in the house. What I missed, be right is in the house. Yep. Did you know Krishan Rock was a star? I knew she was a star athlete out of Santa Monica College in California. She was one of the top runners of her conference. Blueface really took that young lady down through there. I ain't gonna blame Blueface, man. Like. I mean, I guess you could say because of the wealth and him being successful, but I mean, she was an athlete, and she should have chose to further her career as an athlete and stay in school, do something. She could have took that track and field. You take that to the Olympics.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
They just tagged somebody out here. I forget what thing I heard in sports. But some coach got caught for tagging the cross country team. He was raping and molesting these country.
Oh wow!
I think it was here.
In Indiana?
I think so. It was a cross country team. Yeah. Help me out there, people. I know you heard about it. There was a coach. I think it was here. He got tagged for molesting athlete students that were doing the cross country.
That's terrible.
His wife got tagged in. I think it was here.
We got the doctor who molests and rapes his clients when I forgot what he was doing.
Are we talking here?
Here. He was doing artificial insemination with his own sperm.
Yeah, that's not
we
him.
got
that's
that. He out in Carmel. He out there in Carmel.
Yeah,
we got him. I know it ain't him, but I'm saying that this is just what's representing us right now in the forefront. A trash bag team, a doctor who molests and gives his own sperm to his own clients. He gives his own sperm for artificial insemination
to save the money on donors. Yeah.
and then to save the money on donors. It's 50 kids around here that look like him. They don't even know they brothers and sisters because of his choice of doing that in my city. I promise, it's the honest truth. Look it up. That's 2, and then what's the third? What'd you say? Now we got what we got to add to the.
We got a coach and his wife that was tagged. I think it was out in Indiana. It's further out here. This guy was molesting.
That's 3.
Cross country. If you Google cross country,
child molesting cross country coaches.
Yes, it should tell you.
There's more than corn in Indiana, ladies and gentlemen.
Boy.
Way more.
People can't keep their hands.
More than I care to find about.
People can't keep their hands to themselves in Indiana. But this guy, they got the husband and the wife, they're coaches and some others.
Yeah.
Of the cross country team. I can't remember what school it was. I hate that.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I didn't hear nothing about that.
I didn't hear nothing about Tennessee. Not Memphis.
Yeah, the shooting in Memphis or the Nashville. Yeah. I didn't even know.
Paper Nashville. Settle it down. Get the guns out the hands of this lunatic.
Man.
Stop the violence and kick the science.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
We need you, Memphis. We need you, Tennessee. We need you to stop this. It's too many in your state. It's too many. We haven't had anything in Indianapolis in a while. We have random shit. I mean, our murder capital, but we ain't shooting up schools in Indiana.
Thank God, but man, let's not give them no ideas, please.
God, no. Please, God.
Yeah.
Please, God.
A dog says, "Be right, be right." Omega has to share a can of those nuts with you, man. Go, man. Hold on.
Hey, dog. When it comes down to it, I can't wait. When we in the playoffs and Mr. Omega is sitting here, we gonna have cashew, we gonna have almond, we gonna have peanut.
Got these for A-Dog, man. A-Dog, I got you, brother. Fresh can of these nuts. Help yourself, man. They good too. They fresh cashews. Yes, a couple different kind of nuts in there.
Walnuts.
Sometimes I'll suck the salt off them and spit them on back in the can. All right.
He's notorious, A-Dog. He's notorious. So what is our closer? We have a closer.
I got you. We still got folks on here going crazy right now. Those going crazy, man. Yeah. Brian Wright said,
Brian,
that nigga a shit starter. His name keep coming up in the Young Dolph case. Who we talking about, B Right? His name keep coming up in the Young Dolph case. Tell me who you talking about, B Right? Who was we just talking about?
We talked on 50 different subjects.
I know, and I'm late. Are you talking about? He might be talking about Blueface.
Really?
He said his name. He might be talking about Blueface. Blueface is who Krishan Rock is dating. Yeah, we still ain't done with food for thought. The game system failed. Headphones failed. Dude is real garbage. Talking about Soulja Boy. Man, he's a young black entrepreneur. Hey, dog. Come on, man. He's a young 20-something-year-old mogul, man. Soulja Boy probably about 27, 28. No.
Yeah, you haven't heard much of Soulja. Soulja ain't got no trouble.
Oh, we're doing good.
So you got me motivated. When I go back home, I'm gonna get and I'll go to get me.
Oh, hold on.
My daughter used to love that. My daughter
gets me through the phone.
Yeah, that was her era.
Jerome, I will for sure take that 250. No, that Adrian and Brian saying they would take the money than the dinner with Soulja Boy.
That's right. Soulja do all right, you know.
Brian Wright, Cowboys for life. Cowboys.
Brian,
Hey, be right. I'm riding with you, boy. I'm proud. I'm a proud cow. I'm gonna ride the bandwagon for a while too. Proud cowboy.
Put your star on that lonely wagon, that lonely star. I feel your pain.
I'm hoping I'm here for good. I was here in '96 on the wagon. I was on the wagon for 3 years. It was nice being on the wagon with Emmitt Smith. Yeah. I was riding a nice wagon. I'll stay on the wagon. All they gotta do is just keep getting to the playoffs, and I'll ride with them.
That wagon is over.
I'll ride with them.
You just lost Ezekiel. Your quarterback ain't crap. You guys are living the dream in a bit. Enjoy that star. Watch it fall.
TME page, brand gang, tune in. Thank you, man, for tuning in. TME page, appreciate you. Give a one-time shout out, man. TME page, thank you, man, for tuning in.
Please come again, TME page. Please come again.
Always. Huntington, Indiana. His name was Nicholas Johnson.
What's up, Mr. Johnson?
I'm not sure who I'm talking about in that. And all the money is prop money. Soldier Boy. His name was Nicholas Johnson. Okay. I had to call B Right and ask him what he put in your drink. Man.
What he put your what?
In my drink, man.
He said you intoxicated. Mr.
Cowboys, man. Hey, I'm right. Hey, wherever B Right ain't at, all right gonna be there. I'm all right. He be right. And I'm a rep just like I'm here. I'm ready to get me some cowboy stuff around the crib.
Really?
I'm a ride, man. Ride. Right.
Me and Mom can't listen.
I like Dak, man.
Me and Mom can't listen to the podcast if you're a sellout.
I like Dak. Dak is cold. You know what I mean?
There has to be a cowboy wing out there. You can't have it in here. This is Coach League right here, right, Mom?
Be right. Bow, Cowboys.
Oh, be right.
All right.
Stop sipping the Kool-Aid, be right. Stop sipping the Kool-Aid. It's over. You ain't saying nothing in 27 years, be right.
Cowboys.
You know?
All right.
You ain't gonna say nothing in the next 27 years.
Hold on. What was somebody telling us? That coach that was molesting that track team. Oh, was Nicholas Johnson from Huntington, Indiana.
Huntington,
Indiana?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you. Who was that? Who came up? Who followed?
A-Dog did.
A-Dog did? A-Dog, you are the motherfucking man, A-Dog. I'm scared of you. They got him. They got his wife. They got five. Evidently, he was doing it and she was letting him, or she was setting it up. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
A-Dog,
he's on it. Yeah, that's my guy, man.
Dude, I love that dude.
Yeah, that's my boy.
I'm gonna sit there. Wait till the football season starts. I already know we gonna watch the sports together, A-Dog. You and me, we gonna kill him. New York Killers.
Oh man,
New York Killers, A-Dog.
The connections and network you could gain versus half a fridge of food. You know,
yeah,
and that's from Missy Thomas. The connections and that. Hold on, so all right, she poses is right on time. So what she saying? I'm about to we gonna bring up her point after this.
Yeah.
And then be right. Tell Jerome, don't make me come on the show. Cowboys down. Hey, that would be nice, man. A-Dog always got the 411. He does.
Your Cowboys are on life support, B-Dog. They taking their last breath, bro.
Man, we running next year. We running with it. And I want to know the squad too. Be right. I know the QB. I know like two other I want to know the squad. I want to know what we need to really win, because Dallas is gonna put the money in the right place. See, Colts, they gonna put the money in the trash can. You understand?
I'm taking my glasses off so I can look at you. Who are you? What the hell are you talking about?
They
take my glasses off. When that be right. You got this guy brainwashed. Stop it.
Because they gonna take the money, man, and they gonna put it in the garbage disposal. That's what they gonna do.
Be right. See what you created, right?
They gonna go get a dude that got a wrist that he broke about 2 years ago.
Be right.
He got a bad knee. His kneecap keep moving, but
be right. All you gotta do is buy this boy some Dallas Cowboy pajamas, and he's a member of the team. It's over.
It said he still throw for nice yard, but his right kneecap keep moving sometimes. Wow. We gotta protect him. It's the kind of guys the coach go get.
That's okay. That's why I got Adrian. He's our boss.
Yeah, A-Dog riding with you, man.
A-Dog is gonna run with me. You can have B right. I got A. My man A, he already know.
He riding with you.
We are smarter than both of y'all. Y'all hey.
He said A-Dog told me I might as well take a syringe to the vein. Man.
Thank you, A-Dog.
Hey.
Come on, give me applause for that. Take a syringe to the vein and one to the dome. One to the dome.
I'll take a syringe to the vein and if
dome.
somebody bring a New York Giants jersey in this house, I'll put a 357 to my brain because I'm about to start looking at the New York Giants like they the Colts. Don't make me look at them as trash, man. I love you, man. Don't make me do that. You know what I'm saying? Because Eli gone. Eli ain't there. He the only thing that'll keep me from calling the Giants trash. He the only thing, and he gone. The Giants got guys that shot themselves in the leg. They got guys. They got a Cheddar Bob on their team, a real loud Cheddar Bob. What Eminem said, he said, I do have a friend that shoots himself in the leg with his own gun.
And they don't like guns. They did 2 years in jail, but guess what? My man did it, and he's on the radio.
They got black Cheddar Bob, man. Shoots himself in the leg with his own gun.
I ain't talking.
I'm riding with the Cowboys. Yeah, hold on, be right. The Giants don't even have a team right now. Ask Adrian.
Right. Damn.
He said, ask Adrian how he really, really feels about some of the decisions his team has been making lately.
Be right. Ooh. We get off season, be right. We trying to get it right, be right. Just like the Colts. Just like we got a draft coming, bro.
Hey, dog. The coach has made some great decisions this offseason. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah. I ain't seen the Giants, man. Since Eli, I ain't seen their names really in none.
We paid them $40 million. Daniel Jones. He is the next coming. He is.
Hey, you know what I seen lately, A-Dog, and I ain't even gone front, man.
Let's get him, A-Dog. Let's get him.
The only thing that I seen, let me see if I can real quick, because we got real quick, because we got to get out of here, man.
Really?
We
just getting warmed up, bro.
Oh, man.
See, this is what I live for. Me and Adrian and Dallas fan Brian down there in Memphis with the loser t-shirts.
Hey, I can't find them, man. I can't find. I seen a pair of Jordan 11s.
Ooh.
That they had took and made into some New York Giant Jordan 11s. And I ain't gonna lie, A-Dog, boy, them shoes looked bad as hell.
Really?
Boy. Hey, man. They looked bad as hell.
Bad,
you know, bad like terrible.
Oh wow. Garbage.
Let me tell you, A-Dog,
you just got a bias against New York. A-Dog.
No, I ain't never said nothing. Yeah. I ain't never, but A-Dog getting at me. I ain't even said nothing to A-Dog, and he coming at me.
A-Dog.
I ain't never said nothing about the Jets.
Anything from New York is bad as trash. But for the Cowboys, that's a badass sneaker right there.
Cowboys is my guy. I'm riding with him, man.
I'm done with it, man.
Coach and John, hold on. Let's break down the difference between trash and garbage. I promise, it's a big difference. Nah, man, you ain't go, man. Nah, hey, it's a big difference. It's a big difference. It's a big difference between trash and garbage. Big difference. Yeah. Wow. Jerome just called me the cotton candy pimp. Sign be right.
Hey, that's right.
I'm right. Man, Cowboys, sweet baby.
I hit the damn side.
That's all right. That's all right.
See?
Having a good time.
You guys inspire me and piss me off, and I throw the hands up.
Yep. All right, so wrapping up the food for thought. So Soulja Boy here, he catches wind of this. Yeah. Brace yourself because Soulja Boy does not have a filter.
I have not heard this one.
Y'all niggas ain't gonna never make it out the hood, nigga. Y'all niggas gonna die broke, nigga. I wanna have dinner with y'all pussy AIDS infested hoes anyway. I would not have dinner with no broke ass bitch in New Jersey anyway. I would not have dinner with no crackhead ass looking hoes anyway. Y'all bitches could not be in the same room with me. Y'all bitches gonna die in the hood. Y'all gonna die broke. Y'all ain't gonna never touch $1 million. Y'all ain't gonna never touch 30 million. Y'all ain't gonna never touch 100K in a day. You gonna die broke. You lived your whole life broke. You ain't shit. You ain't gonna never be shit, nigga. Suck my dick, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Fuck New Jersey, nigga.
But let me explain something.
Somewhere, nigga. I'm from Simpson Road, nigga. Fuck y'all crackhead looking ass hoes, nigga. Y'all bitches got AIDS, nigga. Y'all bitches broke, nigga. Y'all bitches ain't shit, nigga. Y'all peasants, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. Y'all some shit I still.
He should be raising people up.
So
like that.
I wanted to make sure that played all the way through because of this simple thing right here. These young ladies, they decided to badger like a literal social media bear. This guy, if you know Soulja Boy, he does not hold back. He has no filters. Very, very raunchy. But he is. When I tell you he's a good guy, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. So, but when you come at him, he's gonna come at you twice as hard. And I wanted to make sure that played because all of you young girls out there that think that it's okay to take $125 worth of food stamps than to try to advance your life, meeting someone that may not have to necessarily be your man or significant other, but somebody that can advance you financially or somebody that can assist you into getting through some kind of doors of opportunity or somebody that can in some case maybe afford you something that who knows you might be able to come up with a contract to pay the man back. You got a bunch of girls that are thinking in today's mind state of the thought. This is how they think. And these are women that don't make it, more than 10 years. This is the kind of, I come from a generation of women where they was sound, they was solid, they was thorough, they was educated, they held it down, they held down their houses, and they were interested if they were not married or taken at the time. They were interested in what's called eligible bachelors.
Right. But that guy right there, I could not. If my daughter.
But keep in mind that what they done to him, because this is now viral. Right. So what they done to him and the slight that they gave him, he's gonna have to relive that probably for the next maybe 30 to 60 days. And it lasts.
Really?
This was
a basic question. Would you rather hang out with Soulja Boy or would you rather get food stamps?
Here's another example. They asked a few people, would you rather take $500K or dinner with Jay-Z? And that's probably been at least 6-7 months ago. And you still will hear that. They brought it up when this came up. Right. You will still hear people's responses and reactions because people were too stupid to realize when they had opportunity in front of them, and they would rather take a shortcoming or a short win. Even if you want to
and build my brand and build it up.
But why when Jay-Z may introduce you to Steve Harvey, or he may introduce you to Denzel Washington, or he may introduce you to Lil Wayne. And the guys I named are really in Jay-Z's circle. Yeah. Jay-Z and Denzel Washington have been seen hanging out together on multiple occasions at ball games and at the 40/40 Club. Chappelle is not a part of that group, not a part of that group of people with Jay-Z. But Denzel Washington,
he's hanging out with Will Smith in that group, right?
Nah, he don't hang with Will Smith. Chappelle hangs. He got Talib Kweli. He got they help me out, Pat, if you still watching. Chappelle.
I know he got his property in Ohio. All the comedians go,
Yep. He hang out with a lot of guys that are not like big box Jewish system artists and Jewish system actors. You know, he don't hang. He hangs with he hangs with dudes that Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, there you go.
You know, he hangs with Joe Rogan, dude. Like, like Joe Rogan is a podcast dude, a host. Like
Jonah, Joe Rogan and Jonah, the guy that did 21 Jump Street,
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill. Yeah.
I ain't heard about that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes.
You know, everybody wants a piece of Dave Chappelle,
yes,
even the man himself, Jerry Seinfeld. So absolutely, Jerry Seinfeld loves Chappelle. Has had him on Coffee and Cars with comedians.
I gotta find that.
Yeah, it's a really good episode. I watched that. So yeah, man, you know, you young ladies out there that
dignity about yourself.
And you have no education, you have no plans of educating yourself, but yet
talk about you right there. That's horrible.
But yet, because of popularity and because of social media prevalence, you'll skip over the opportunity to meet somebody that could advance your life. You know, even if you didn't date the man. I'm not saying date him and try to wed him and sleep with him, but the guy could turn out to be a friend. He could turn out to be a good friend to you. He could turn out to be somebody that you may be able to sing, you may be able to dance, or you may just have a mind for something, and then he introduce you to who knows what kind of door can open from that.
What consequence? If I was her, I would say, look, rest of your laurels, do what you do. I know a man named Omega who created his own. Who built it up. He didn't need no Star Point. He didn't need no Soldier Boy to help him out. He built his own way, created his own way. Feel me? That's what you got to.
Young ladies, you can do that.
Look at Carney. We don't like Carney, but she did it herself.
You young ladies can do that too.
Yeah.
You know, you shouldn't want to take the equivalent of $125 in cash and food stamps from anybody.
Right.
You just sound really cheap.
Right. Unless you got kids, and I ain't mad at you because kids gotta eat too, doggone it.
I mean, if you got kids, you sound even worse.
Yeah.
Because if you got kids, you really need to find a true means, you know.
Yeah.
Sustain and support. Yeah. And if somebody told me I can meet a millionaire and I'm a young lady with kids and I can meet a millionaire that I know is single, you know, that might be somebody I may want to try out. Try out. That's why I said you had to figure it out. You know,
did it work out with Jonathan?
And then if it don't work out, then you can say, well, hey, you know, we can part as friends.
Yeah. Without police.
Yeah.
Without police.
So hold on, we're gonna hop over here real quick. B Right was talking about Soldier Boy earlier. His name kept coming up in the Young Dolph cake. Yeah, that's because of that comment, man, on that video. Soldier Boy ain't had nothing to do with Young Dolph, man. He was talking shit, and it was in like a brush of a conversation. He got investigated and everything from what I seen. And I know Nene be keeping up close with that stuff too. And I'm pretty sure he ain't did nothing, but I know Nene probably know even better than I do. Nene is Adrian's wife.
Hi, May.
She ain't on, but she just be keeping up with all of them goings ons in the city.
He got a wife. He got sports. When I grow up, I want to be just like Adrian.
Yeah, I used to want to be just like A-Dog too, man. A-Dog. And then I found the Dallas Cowboys. And then I felt like, you know, a lot of things change, A-Dog.
A-Dog, get him, A-Dog. He don't know his boy. He's a young boy. We need to help bring him along the way, A-Dog.
Cheers to you, A-Dog.
A-Dog. I raised the glass, A-Dog. You always in my corner, A-Dog.
I raised the can of these nuts.
These nuts?
The Roots, Most Def. Yeah, that hangs with Dave. Absolutely. That's Parlin saying the Roots, Most Def. Jay-Z is not that dude, though. He is all for himself, arrogant as hell. And for what I heard that too, A-Dog. You would have a better chance getting on from Beyonce. Be right. Give me 500,000. I'll make my own name and meet folks that's relevant to me. Yeah, what Jerome said. Mike Colvert, yo, Nick is listening in with me right now. He said, hey, I secured early release air tickets for tomorrow.
Ooh.
Movie. Oh, the movie Air. Oh, that's that Jordan movie.
Yes, I heard. Oh my God, you a big Jordan fan?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I wonder what Jordans I should wear to the premiere.
Negotiating his whole Nike deal.
I bet Jordan ain't gonna be in there though. It probably gonna show like the back of his head or the.
This was the whole movie I heard he was negotiating his whole Nike.
Yeah.
I mean, how is the man?
Yeah.
Out of basketball, out of baseball, and still, had a 10-part series on it, and still.
That's what greatness.
That's the greatness.
That's what greatness does. It supersedes like the Cowboys. Yeah. That's why I came on in because they was great years before. Yeah, so I'd have to be foolish to think out of all the teams in NFL I could have chose, they're gonna be great again. You know
what I'm gonna do? Every season when the Cowboys don't make the playoffs to the championship, or I'm gonna buy Brian a gift because he's gonna get 20 gifts for the next 20 years. The Cowboys ain't doing it. They ain't doing. The Colts will come through, but the Cowboys will. The Colts will come through because they got Dak Prescott. They got Dak. Dak ain't that.
I just slid you the can of these nuts.
Oh, I ain't touching them, Dak. I ain't never let you lie. I ain't never it. No, sir.
All right. Be right, Jerome. It's past your bedtime.
Be right.
All Omega need is his educated personality and tenacity, and he'll come.
Thank you, Missy. You need to come and help this man. He's being brainwashed from Memphis.
That's my lady.
Tennessee. He's being brainwashed. Mama, your son is being brainwashed, Mama. He ain't the purple one. He is the what color is the Cowboys? What color is the Cowboys?
Navy blue and gray. Navy blue, gray, and white.
Navy blue and gray, Mama. He needs help.
Hey, and you know what's crazy though? Be right. Hey, you know who my favorite college basketball team is? I got two teams.
UCLA?
One of them's North Carolina, and the other is Georgetown. The Georgetown.
Both teams got swept out of the conference finals.
And Georgetown is gray, white, and navy blue, like Dallas Cowboy colors. And I always loved Georgetown.
Patrick Ewing just got fired at Georgetown.
Oh, he was a coach?
Yeah, he was a coach. Mr. Patrick Ewing of the New York Knicks. He's
Oh,
out of there. He gone.
What he done did, man. I'm going to have to look into that.
He gone. Window games.
Hold on. Eggs are $7 a dozen.
What?
Yeah, I don't know where Adrian, what made him say that. I can't remember what. Yeah, because of food stamps. Yeah, eggs are $7 a dozen. Then he laughing.
That's
yeah.
half our food stamps, though, Adrian. That's half our food stamps.
Man. And Missy Thomas, I love Omega. Thank you. That means the world.
I'm getting at it.
Wear a pair of Gators, cuz I gotta wear Jordans to go see Air. You go see a Michael Jordan movie, you gotta wear Michael Jordans. And I don't even call the shoes Michael Jordans, but I gotta wear some kind of Jordans. Cause hey, Cover, hold on to my ticket, whatever you need from me, man. I'm rolling. I gotta go through the J's tonight and figure out what J's is the most appropriate.
J's on my feet.
What J's is the most appropriate?
J's on his feet.
Give Bill Cop. What J's is the most appropriate for the occasion? A-Dog Jerome, suicide rates go up every year after the Cow. Man, I'm done, man.
Thank you. A-Dog is I love that day. Man. When is he coming to town? We got to get together and have a beer.
No.
He got his finger on the pulse of the sport.
Oh, thanks, Mom. No, he was always taught to be himself, and that's fine. And I like the Cowboys too. That's awesome,
Mom,
man.
I'm out of here, Mom.
That's awesome, dude.
Papa Darryl, come and get her off the line. Get her off the phone.
That's awesome, man.
And you gonna do that to me, Mom?
Thanks, Mom.
Mom.
Yeah.
I thought you loved me. You love him more than you love me.
I appreciate that.
I know.
Yeah, man. All right.
I'll see you next month, Mom. We're gonna talk. When you come to town, we are gonna talk, young lady.
Yeah, she's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, her and my paws coming.
Ball.
All right, y'all. So on the final note, usually we don't end on this note, but we're gonna end the show on this note. My goodness, 3.5 hours. I had no idea it's been this long. First,
got a show and a half.
Thank y'all for
you
being here. Thank y'all for man, just
putting up with us. Listen to our sports make roll, our revelry, but guess what? It's all gonna come out in the wash when the real season begins, people.
I love y'all, and
I love you too, and thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for the hat is on sale.
It ain't on sale yet, but we got the hat is underway. You're looking and you're looking at a very special ball cap, you guys. This is
you too can have one of these.
This is the new
the
Omega. It's the new Omega black and red bill.
Can we see it?
Yeah, I got one on the camera now.
Okay.
And this is a new era ball cap, you guys. We are a new era collaboration.
When the podcast come in, we want y'all to put your hats on like we do, so you can be a member of the hat club. You know,
you might see this hat in Hat World in Indianapolis. Different, not Hat Worlds, but lids.
Yeah.
So that is the new Omega, and I'm just doing a off the cuff presentation because my partner in crime, he's the only person that has an early release, including myself. But that's him. That's him, and he's gorgeous.
Yeah,
he's gorgeous. So I'll let you guys know when it comes, when it drops. It's dropping soon.
Buddy ears on top.
Yeah,
you gotta have buddy ears, people.
Thank you, new era 5950. Yeah, I can't do it with I can't.
Yeah. For the new era.
Yes, absolutely. So before we roll, you guys, we always every week find a big dummy.
Okay.
And this week I found quite an interesting big dummy.
One?
Yeah, just one.
Okay.
And this big dummy did one of the dumbest.
His name is Be Right because he likes the Cowboys. Am I right?
Yeah.
Be Right.
So this young lady, not young lady, she's actually an older lady, and she chose to jump into black linguistics for a minute while on local television. And unfortunately I don't have the clip to play, which kind of sucks because
I hear that live.
Yeah, well, I might be able to. You might be able to hear it through the mic, kind of like how we heard Ray. So I'm checking on that now. But basically, what happens is this lady right here has been on the news for quite some time, out of where she's from, and
my face right now, so I know this is going to be embarrassing.
Yep, and her name is Miss Barbie Bassett.
Hi, Barbie.
And she, the day that she aired this last segment, which was on the 8th. She has not come back, and word has just come back that she has been removed from WLBT altogether. She was a member of their news team and social media. She's been removed from a morning anchor position and more. And when I tell you what she done, you guys are gonna be like, you guys are gonna laugh, but then you're gonna say, for that. But you're gonna be like, oh yeah, well yeah. So Miss Barbie Bassett was speaking to her co-workers, her co-anchors, and she was just getting ready to. They were all getting ready to exit, and it was ending for the rest of the morning. And one of the co-workers was referring to her clothing and was saying, oh, something looks like this, and I'm trying to find it, I can't find it, and she said, I always dress like this or do this, and for shizzle, my nizzle, She said, this lady right here just said for shizzle, but yes.
Right, lady. For shizzle, my nigga.
For shizzle.
Can we hear it?
For shizzle, I'm looking for it. I'm trying to get the clip, but she chose to say for shizzle, my nizzle.
Who is she? Snoop Dogg? She been hanging out in the dog pound? She been hanging out with the dog camp?
Apparently, she must have got herself confused with old girl who Snoop is running around with, Martha Stewart.
Really? Yeah.
You know, she's definitely looking like the Martha Stewart type. But I can't.
Let me show you how to make flowers out of toilet paper.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And she says for shizzle, my nizzle, and you know, they immediately pulled her and fired her. So hold on, I might have a clip here that might have just popped up. We'll see, and I'll play you the sound of the clip. But she says the clip, and right beside her was a black news anchor as well, and he just was he was stuck. He didn't really know what to say or what. Then on the other side of her was a white news anchor, so it was kind of like, ooh.
We have heard from many of you regarding an exchange in a WLBT newscast last week. In an effort to be transparent, we want you to know we have had meaningful internal conversations and discussions about this situation. Barbie Bassett would like to address those comments.
Last Friday on our newscast today at 11, I used a term that was offensive to many in our audience and to my coworkers here at WLBT. And though it was not intentional, I now understand how both my comment was insensitive and hurtful. And I have apologized to Carmen Poe. And now I would like to apologize to you, because that is not the heart of who I am. And for that, I humbly ask you for your forgiveness. And I apologize to everyone I have offended. I will learn from this, and I will participate in training so I can better understand our history and our people. I cannot mend the hurt that my comment caused, but I pray that you will forgive me and that you'll extend grace through my awful mistake.
So that's the last thing that they let her do before they went on and snatched the rug from under her. I'm trying to get the actual, you know, the comment, and I'm struggling. I can't get it. I had it, but I can't get it now for some reason. But that's, you know, that's what she said. They were talking, and the white anchor referred to her clothing. I know, I can hear her voice trembling. Truly looks like a really nice lady. Like, seems like a nice, and she used it, you know, and absolutely used it correctly. She absolutely used it correctly. Like, so she was very aware and understood the mechanics of using it. I just don't think that she accounted for the nizzle, the backlash, yes, but the nizzle reception. The nizzle reception is a mask for nigga. So when Snoop says for shizzle, my nizzle, that's saying for sure, my nigga. Yeah. So, and she went and
jumped out of a cultural element she didn't know.
Yes.
Yes. You can't blame her for that. You know,
you can blame her for that because here's the thing. Don't use linguistics that you don't know.
Right.
Don't do that. Don't do that. If you're not sure or you don't know,
don't use it. Stay away from it.
Or if you've been in like this little situation where it's just been you and the couple black friends or this near and dear, whatever, and you round them around, like, make sure you educate. They educate you. Because now this woman that was making, she made the comment so cool and I wish I could play it for you. Yeah. I can't find it right now.
So remorseful. I heard her voice. She wanted to cry. It was like, oh my God, what the fuck did I say?
Yep. and she was immediately snatched, like just snatched. So as much.
Where was she at?